Hey guys, and yes, it is time. DBD is back, baby. It's really exciting to be here for Season 9 of Death Before Dishonour. And it's going to be Human Boy, yes, up against Suave in the first semi-final. But that's not all we have in store for you guys today. We actually have quite a few really cool games in store. We're just waiting for Suave to rock up. He said he'd be about 5 minutes. I think he's gone to go grab a drink and stuff. He has literally just this second managed to defeat Alfredinho 2-1, which is quite a scalp to take. Alfredinho, arguably the best player at the moment in the multiplayer scene, if not, certainly up there and one of the best. So, very well done to him. He deserves a little 5-minute break. But I thought, why not start the stream? Better to chill out with you guys here than have you guys just waiting in chat and me waiting on the other side of the computer screen. But I hope you guys are doing all good today. I'm super excited. So, up first, we have Human Boy, yes, versus the Might of Suave. And up after that, you can betcha it's going to be Pugnabon, the man, the myth, the legend, taking on the probably smartest jellyfish of all time in Dr. Jellyfish. That's going to be quite a cool scrap. I faced Dr. Jellyfish an absolute ton in tournaments before, and I'm really happy he's managed to make it here, I believe, for his first debut in DBD on Livestream. I'm not sure if he's got to a semi-final before, but he's going to have to take on the might of Pugnabon, which I can tell you is no easy feat. Pugno has brought some pretty damn wicked Wood Elf builds in the past on live streams in some of our one build tournaments, so very excited to see what he can do today. Human Boy, yes, very talented Skaven player, as his name would suggest. Suave used to be one of the best rush players in the game, but has certainly upped and adapted his style more and more as time has indeed gone on. So let's drop him another little invite. Let him know we are ready to rumble. I did send him a message. If he's only here in like 5-10 minutes, that's fine. We can always hop over and do the other semi-final first instead, I suppose. Yes. Can I sit in the lobby as well? Petersborough just wants to be here and chilled. I love it. Go Jelly says for Poland is clanmate here representing, both which are Sons of the Mountains. Here we go, says Scarbrand. I just got your message as well, bro. I will reply to you, but what you're doing now is absolutely fine, by the way. I was going to mention before. But yeah, cheers, man. I'm probably drawing this out, says Human Boy. Human Boy is actually in here and waiting on Suave now, so let's see if he is ready to rumble. Says he's away at the moment. We'll give him a couple of minutes, give him 5 minutes or so. And if not, if the other two are ready, then we can simply, hop into that semi-final first and then move into this one afterwards. Let's go, Human Chef Boy, says Hammond. Representing, looks going to be lots of RTK guys here today. I can't remember if Suave actually has a clan at the moment. Let's see, does it say underneath his little friend then? He may well be. Oh, he's RTK as well, of course. Oh my god, with RTK versus RTK. And the other semi-finals is Sons of the Mountains versus Extreme Meme Team. So a load of clans here on display today. Could have been an Extreme Meme Team semi-final completely on the other side, but Bob Tresh did unfortunately bow out there. Yeah, Human Boy, feeling pumped up hopefully, feeling confident. Very excited to see him in action once more. He's performed really good in a recent faction war we did actually, but I won't spoil too much there whatsoever. Yeah, Suave is RTK indeed. Boop. So I'm just going to see your glorious faces on my phone so I can keep up to date with chat. And hopefully Suave will be joining us in just a second. It looks like he is back online, which is good news. And we'll have to wait for him. I can see he's just opened up Total Warhammer. Perfect time. By the way, there is a secret hero, guys. I need to go and double check his name at some point. Who's been going through all of my live streams and pen in like the points, like the stamps, the timestamps of when the battles are going to start and all that stuff. So if we find him today, if he's lurking in live chat, we'll have to all congratulate him. He's the champion the people need. I bet RTK is going to make it to the finals. You would hope so. You would certainly hope so. So Suave is online now. No worries. I can send invite. Let's drop him a little invite as he is back now. And we'll get this party started. Boop. So the first map is going to be a Starling Tomb. We'll be moving off to Toothgrass Hill and then the Ashen Hall. You may have noticed, for once, we're not actually starting on Troll Country. That's because I used a lot of the maps that we normally do on the live streams in the early stages of the tournament today and done some of the different ones here. So the second semi-final will be Summersong, River Maxon and Schlosterhafen, and the finals will be played on Pillar of Bone, Crack, Asgul, Iron Sand Desert, Battle of Itza and Eschen. Should be some good fun indeed. Suave is a very veteran player. Suave's been around for a long, long time. How did he beat Alfredino? Man, those two can really go back and forth. They're both very powerful players. It's scary. Empire Wagon Rush, we hope so. What's up, Cat Morgan, king of all ducks? You made it just in time for the first semi-final here. Suave was a beast in Rome 1 multiplayer days. Man, he must have been around for quite some time then. But yes, it looks like the lads are here. Quack, quack. Greetings, greetings. So it looks like Human Boy, straight out of the gate. Gonna go Skaven. And it's always good in these tournament situations to, you know, go with what you're comfortable with, or you're most comfortable with. So he's decided to go Skaven, get his main faction out there to ensure he can play it, because if he loses the first round, Suave could ban it in the next one. And, oh my god, it looks like Suave's going Lizardmen into Skaven. The Madman. I absolutely love this. So he goes Skaven, bans Wood Elves, and Beastmen. Probably a good idea, both very strong rush factions. And if Human Boy wants to play it defensively, it's really tough up against them. But it looks like we have Lizardmen. A wild Lizardman picked by Suave. I would argue Skaven and Vampirates are probably the worst matchups in the game for Lizardmen. But Suave seems confident, and you're good, Chief. Yeah, hey man. No worries, dude. But guys, if you're confident about a matchup, and you know, even if everyone tells you it's a bad matchup, go for it. Try it out, man. That's what I like to see. So we are going to get to see some Dino Boys. QQ. Oh, looks like some guys are... Oh, you guys got like a little party watching. That's kind of fun. That is kind of fun indeed. Yeah, the voices might get a bit confusing and overlapping and stuff, but we have a really funny clip of Saphir commentating over an ODM clan war that I was live streaming. It was really funny. But yes, I'm very excited. Looks like Suave's ready to rumble. He's prepared. He already has a build ready to go. I've got a feeling we're going to see some Chameleon Stalks in the back line and a big rush. Now, the one reason Suave may have taken Lizardmen is this map is a very small map. So the Skaven find it really difficult to kind of sit back and shoot. There is plenty of room, though. He can force his way back, and then the Lizardmen will be fighting uphill. But Human Boy's going to have to take a very defensive approach if he wants to pull that off here. We're probably going to say, yeah, a lot of Chameleon Stalkers, a load of Pterodons, and just a very wide Lizardmen build. Loads of Saurus, loads of Red Crested Skinks, Skink cohorts. That's what I would expect. But you never know. Suave may come with a wild card and bring a Dread Saurian. Who knows? I really hope it is a Dread Saurian. I doubt it, though, greatly. I doubt it. But you never know. You never know. Hola, Skink. What's up, Bob Tresh? The man, the myth, the legend. I was just talking about you a little bit earlier on. Very sad you couldn't make it to the semi-finals today, but Dr. Jellyfish is a mighty warrior indeed. We've had some good games back and forth before, so no shame in going out to him, man. I'm sure the games were good. I think it was 2-1, so if I didn't lose, we'd have free RTK in the finals. Well, oh, Bob, I thought you were XMT for a while. Why did I think that? Yeah, you're RTK. My god, we've had free RTKs. Yeah, we've got Sons of the Mountain, though, and XMT in the next one. Sup, everyone, says Pablo. What's up, Pablo? How are you today? Hope you're well. We're about to kick this live stream off, really. And Human Boy is ready. So let's rock and roll. I'm very excited. Very excited. It's always good to do Death Before Dishonour. Yesterday's stream will be really hard to top, though. Yesterday's stream was really good fun. Next week, we're going to do a special one on Tuesday. Fingers crossed. I may be having an operation on my foot, in which case, if that does happen on Tuesday, because there's a chance it will, hopefully it won't be that Tuesday, then I might not be able to do the live stream. But hopefully we'll have a big, fat, really cool live stream on Tuesday, which I'm very excited for. And Death Before Dishonour will probably be the week after. Hello, hello to you too. Oh god, I'm going to butcher your name. But I'm going to say Kazarix. Hope you're all good, man. Suave, Suave, screams Grombrindle. He's cheering on the Suave Meister himself. Yeah, let me hear who you're rooting for. Who are you backing today, guys? Who do you want to steal victory? The might of Suave or Human Boy? Yes, yes. Poison Ducky, the most venomous of all ducks. In a good way, though, of course. He poisons you with love. How are you, champ? Hope you're all good, man. Cool Umbrella is here. The coolest of all pieces of equipment to keep water off your face. Looks like a load of guys have just rocked up. I love the little duck with the butter knife, Blackthorn. That's really funny. I'm really happy I added that emoji. Unfortunately, you can only get it, I believe, if you're a member of the channel, but still, it's there. It's there. I love to see it. So, depending which side we're on, Human Boy probably actually wants to be deployed up on this side, I would argue. Quite nice top terrain here, not too many trees to shoot down. But if he has to deploy this side, he's going to be rather close to actually just ramrolling him immediately in the front. And it looks like he is going to be this side. We'll have to see what both these players have brought to the table. Lisman build looks pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Kind of big monsters and very wide. So let's go over the Skaven first anyway. See what tricks the human boy Yes has up his sleeve. So we have a Grey Seal of Ruin. He's going to be coming in with Scorch, of course. Unholy Clamour. We have the dreaded 13th spell, which has become really popular again, which I'm quite happy about. Howling Warp Gale, very good at pinning in those pesky little skinks in the skies, and a Warpstone Scroll, and Arcane Conduit, so a nice little toolkit there indeed. We do have a load of Clan Rats, it would seem. A load of Clan Rats, actually. Okay, no Skaven Slaves, just Clan Rats, all dotted through the front. We have the Beric Dundarian Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers. They worship the Lord of Death and anything which has a flaming sword. They're going to be quite cool here in the central pocket. So relatively mid-tier for Skaven, at least front line. We then have Warlord Jezzails, the Teeth Breakers, regiment-renowned Rattling Gunners, who can really dish out the pain. Those Rattling Gunners army guarding the double Jezzails there, as well as double Poisoned Wind Globedeers. We have Skaven Slaves in the back, and 4 units of Rat Ogres to counterpunch the enemy and pin them in place. I like the build quite a bit. Now, for the forces of the Dino Boys, the Mighty Lizardmen, Suave trying to win my heart early on here, bringing my favourite faction. We have Saurus Spears dotted all the way along, which I quite like this inclusion. I mean, the Saurus Warriors will chew through the chaff quicker than the Saurus Spears, but Saurus Spears will help out against large threats as well, and will easily be able to dominate Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves anyway. We do have double skin coats of Javelins in the back, supported by some Croxagore, and it looks like even more Javelins out on the sides. So we have Croxagore, we have a Feral Stegodon on the right-hand side. Leading the army, we have Gorok! Oh my god, the Chad! Suave, you are a beast today. We have Gorok coming in with all of the goodies, the Rock of Itza and so forth, and also a Skink Priest of Beast, Flock of Doom, Manticore Summon. Manticore Summon has been significantly nerfed, just due to the fact it's so expensive now, but can certainly be worth it up against factions like the Skaven. We even have Cold One Riders on the flanks. Doesn't look like they're Spear Riders, just basic ones. And we have 1 unit of Pterodons in the back line, but they're instantly going to get hit by a Howling Warp Gale. Teeth Breakers will about to break the teeth of those Pterodons rather quickly, you would think. And yeah, look at the power. Look at the power coming up. Actually, I mean, a lot of those shots are missing. Oh no, it's actually a disaster. I don't know what happened there. I guess the trees kind of stopped them. But they're all kind of going wide. I mean, it's enough to break the Pterodons anyway, most likely, as they have been hit by a Warpstone Scroll as well. And as long as they're broken, that's the main job here. Little Skink Priest is being focused down by the Jezzails. Good target priority there by Human Boy. Poison Wing Globedeers are going to be just decimating Saurus Warriors in the front line, as the Clan Rats and Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers hold the line. Apologies for the sirens outside. There is an ambulance going by, I think. Feral Stegodon and Cold One Spear Riders can loop up and really get aggressive now, and that's just what they're going to do. Dart down on these Warp Lock Jezzails. The Rat Ogres need to be counter-punching this, because now the Stegodon and Cold Ones are in the back line. Pterodons have swooped in as well, and Crocscore are starting to punish the Globedeers. Lizardmen getting real aggressive, because both the Rat Ogres are out on the far flank when they need to be nice and tight and compact. It's good to chase early on, but not when stuff gets this messy. We do have Storm Vermin Summon come in though, and they're going to be pinning in the Cold One Riders, looking to overwhelm them. Teeth Breakers having a whale of a time now, just going dagger, dagger, dagger into the enemy Cold One Riders, as well as the Pterodons. And look at the HP just drop off those guys. Grey Seal of Ruin doing a good job, and the Rat Ogres have returned now to the main fight to try to help out their bros. Although these 2 units on the distance is a big misplay by the Skaven. These guys need to be in here right now. Rear charge these Croxagore, rear charge the Saurus, or overwhelm the back line to help protect. But it does look like the Skaven starting just about to kind of get their bearings back. 1 unit of Pterodons has been shattered now. Poison Wing Globedeers are still alive and active. Likewise are the Teeth Breakers, but the Pterodons are amongst them, and the Feral Stegodon is hunting down the Grey Seer. Gorok's just going to stand in just sways and sways of filth and try and hold the line as much as possible. That's kind of his job here, not getting assassinated. Flock of Doom has come down, catching a bucket ton of units, which is really good news. And now the Grey Seer is in big trouble. But the Teeth Breakers have returned, and they're unleashing salvo after salvo into the Feral Stegodon, doing massive damage to my boy. Look how they massacre him. Manticore Summon has come in, but it needs to be going after the Teeth Breakers rather than the Poison Wing Globedeers, because these Teeth Breakers have done a deadly toll so far. But it looks like he's trying to assassinate the Grey Seer, another good target if the RNG goes his way there with the hitting, basically. Rat Ogres are coming back, trying to stem the tide of Sword Spears. There's a lot of them left, though. Does look like the little Skink Priest may indeed go down, but not before casting yet another spell. Let's see what this one is. I'm assuming it's a Flock of Doom coming down there or something. Who knows what this is? Oh, is it a Howling Warp Gal? Oh, it was a Howling Warp Gal coming down. That's going to allow the Greyseer to escape. Teethbreakers still just about online at the moment. There are Coxagore and Colin Riders, though, running rampant. Warlord Giselles have returned. If those Clan Rats can intercept the Colin Riders, maybe, just maybe, those Giselles can get back online. They'd be a really useful tool in the later stages of the game. Scorchers coming down here, doing some okay damage to the Sword Spears. Nothing too crazy, but at the end of the day, damage is damage. Ferroman's Core is going to dissipate relatively soon, and the Feral Stegodon has now been dealt with. Teethbreakers continuing to stand their ground and fight very effectively, shooting into the Croxagore, though Gorok now is amongst them. It looks like the Skaven it's such a close game, it's really hard to call actually. Skink Priest needs to be finished off by these Warlord Giselles, but at the moment they are focusing on the Feral Stegodon, another fantastic choice. Unfortunately, it looks like those Clan Rats all routed, including the Warlord Giselles, due to the one unit of Cold One Spear Riders. Suave getting the charge there, which was really good news for him. Skink Priest may be getting overwhelmed here. We do have 114 Skink cohorts darting towards the Warlord Giselles. Very good targeting by Suave. And these Saurus Spears are holding back so many Rat Ogres, which is really good news. This is the perfect target for them to be on and do some good work there. Teethbreakers, unfortunately, are currently engaged in combat with Gorok. You can see Human Boy trying to give them orders to escape. They may be on skirmish mode, I'm not sure, and that might be what's messing them up. Rat Ogres are now hunting down Gorok, trying to finish him off. These Colin Riders need to bite the bullet, though, if the Skaven want to keep the Teethbreakers online, because Suave is being so aggressive here, constantly pushing through with units at every opportunity, and he may better break the Teethbreakers here. Cold One's not taking much damage to the Clan Rats with spears, but they have rampaged. If they rampage into the Clan Rats and allow the Teethbreakers to escape, Human Boy, yes, will be a very happy ratty today. It looks like Skaven are starting to take a pretty dominant position, though. Feral Stegodon is going down. Looks like Poison Wind Globulars are back online, though the Skink cohorts should be able to finish them off. The Greyseer is rather healthy, and we may have another dreaded 13th spell in the back burner. A load of Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves are starting to return back to the battlefield. Unfortunately, the Teethbreakers are running for their lives. They've done a really good display today, so hopefully they return to get a bit more action in there. Now Gorok is holding the ground. Stand Your Ground has been popped. The Great White Lizard up to 36 kills. I actually just cast a game with Gorok in it. I think it's going to be out tomorrow, and I do have my my words on Gorok on why I think he's not picked as often as you know, you would like. Stormvermin Summon has gone down. You would think it's wasted because it's just going after broken units, but it's just there to push that balance of power. Human Boy, yes, has come through there. Oh, Dr. J Fish and Pug playing right now, or waiting until the stream? Waiting for the stream, man. Waiting for the stream. But well played to Human Boy. He's going to take the first blood here. Going one up in this best of 3 series, up against Suave. Human Boy putting on a fantastic clinic. Still very surprised Suave picked Lizardmen into Skaven, but he made it a very close game, so certainly could have worked there. The Greyseer in up to 800 damage value, but 2 dreaded 13th spells coming in really did help quite a bit. Clan Rats across the board. Actually getting some okay damage value. I mean, 590 here. The others were kind of bred to die, but I mean, 460 damage value isn't bad on a unit like Clan Rats. And all across the board, they held the line so the range and the Ogres could dish out the damage. Poison Wind Globulars, 440 and 622 damage value. Not great work by them. Likewise, the Warlord Giselles, only 430 and 616 damage value. Teethbreakers, just 772. I thought they'd done much more, so it really was a day for the Rat Ogres here. 1,920, 790, and 690 damage value. Certainly not too shabby, but it was a really good team effort there by Skaven, spreading out the damage. Gorok, only 550. He is very tanky and won't die very easily, which is quite useful up against Dwarfs and Skaven and the like, but he won't dish out too much damage himself, and struggles to get to where he needs to be. Skink Priest with the Manticore Summons were quite useful, but apart from that, didn't do too much. Saurus across the board, got big kills, but damage value, I mean, the best is 700 here. We have a 600, but that's about it. Kills across the board, of course, pretty high, in the high 50s and the 100s and stuff, but unfortunately, when it's against Skaven Slaves and Clan Rats, you're really going to struggle to make your value back. And it looks like for the most part, I mean, the Feral Stegodon did good, 990 damage, 900 on the clock score, but apart from that, the Lizardman build did struggle as well. Up next, we're going to be moving on to Toothgrass Hill. So let's pop that in. If I can find you. Am I being blind? There I am. I have, of course, been blind. GG. Toothgrass Hill is the map. So let's update the scoreboard and come chill out with you guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. And what do you guys think about picking Lizardmen into Skaven? Do you think that was just a bold move or a good tactical move? I mean, on the map it certainly could work with the Swarm, and very nearly did, so it was a close game nonetheless. I got to see Gorok in action, so I can never really be kind of, upset. They were different clan rats, were they not? I think he had 2 different versions. We'll have to see. I can check it out, but if you guys want to check it out for me, then I can let the players know, see what they want to do. To be honest, it made 0 difference, I think, but... Yes. Yes, yes. Just gonna... Oh, was just gonna double check. I think picking Lizardmen into Skaven is never a good idea. Oh, for sure. Max 8 total variant. Oh, no. So we can replay the game with you cutting out the unit. So we may have to do a rematch here between these 2 guys, which apologies to Pugnabon and Dr. Jellyfish, who will have to wait an extra game longer. Replace with Slave or nothing. Sounds good. Suave, you okay with that? If Suave wants, we can always, like, completely redo the game with redo builds, but... I'm in school whilst watching the match. Priorities. I love it, Pablo. I'm okay with anything. Cool. Rematch. It is. Suave. Yeah. Suave is allowed to change builds if he wishes. So the way we do this, it does seem a little bit unfair, but it is kind of the penalty for messing up a build and not like double checking the rules and stuff. The player who messes up has to basically take out whatever unit messed up, so in this case a clan rat unit, and he can use that funds to change something. However, the opposition player, which is Suave, can do whatever he wants, so he can just rechange his entire build. And I've been doing this for a long time in tournaments. That is the way I do it, and yes, some people said it's a bit harsh, but it is kind of, your fault for making the mistake, and therefore you do get punished by your opponents basically knowing your build and getting design against you. Hey, I don't know, man. Bringing Gorok is always a cool choice. It's always a cool choice. Is that hit Raptor and Artist? I mean, I hope Raptor is an elite artist. Raptor, aka the Halberd main. Hard punishment for one clan rat? It happens if you break the rules for anything. Or not break the rules, but, mistake it. Yeah, it's only one clan rat, but... at the end of the day, the rules be the rules, I'm afraid. So, let's, unfortunately, take away Human Boy's point. Boop. And we're back to square one. Suave versus Human Boy. Human Boy, of course, is going to be ready much quicker than Suave here. And this guy's going to have to go at it. Had too much money, upgraded slaves? Man, so you got some baller slaves now. To be honest, I think it's still going to be rough for the Lizardmen. Yeah, he knows the build that the Skaven possess, but it's still a bad matchup for Lizardmen regardless. Likes for the like god, screams Petersborough, aka the mighty Geese Howard himself. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you for spreading the good word. Yeah, if you guys are enjoyed, make sure to like. I mean, you're getting an extra game in the bargain today, which is nice. So we'll be getting at it. Once again, same map, Starling Tomb. And the deployment zones will be the exact same as well. So we don't really need to go over the Skaven build. I'll do a bit of a recap, but we're doing more in-depth dive into the Lizardmen. I'm still hoping for a Dread Saurin. I know Suave won't do it, but come on, man. Dread Saurin. Used some Depth Guard Polums today, but the Gallows Giant let me down. Red Crested Chief is the answer. Red Crested Chief can be very good here. I actually quite like Crocky G myself on a horned one. Pretty agile, particularly on a map like this. You can get into the woods for protection, and Hand of the Gods just eviscerate Skaven characters and help Abominations and the like. But yeah, Red Crested Skink is very cool. Gallows Giant is equally cool, though. Gallows Giant OP screams the Black Form. It's OP, I tell you. Raptor, I was having a discussion actually with some of the guys recently, and we are going to be doing a tournament soon where it is basically bad maps. And of course, you're going to have to pick you as like chief bad map expert to help pick us our map. So we go through the Lizardman build. It looks like it's exactly the same, pretty much. Manticore, Flock of Doom, and Gorok once more. A load of Swords of Spears, a load of Skink Cohorts, double Common Riders, Ferrostegodon, and Pterodons. So it's an identical build. Triple Pterodons. Maybe there's extra Pterodons this time, and he dropped something. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just double checking the things. Cool. Cool. I don't know. Maybe there was triple Pterodons last time. I just missed them, and I thought there was only 2. But basically, the same builds. Just going at it again. Which is going to be interesting. I mean, Suave did do a good job breaking into the back line. The main problem he had was the Teeth Breakers, just slowing stuff down and doing good damage. But those Rat Ogres really did bring the pain. These Sword Spears have to be the units which engage with the Rat Ogres, because Coleman Riders are decent against them, but they're not the Spear version, so they can get surrounded and kind of circle beat and beaten down quite badly. Likewise, same thing can happen to the Stegodon if it overextends. But Deja Vu, guys. Same builds, same map. Let's do this. Yeah, you could go full Vanguard for sure. Bad map Torment hype? Yeah, man, it'd be funny. Don't say Hand of the Gods, still recovering from that. Well, Black Thorn, I'm afraid I may cast that game because it was so good. So you might have to relive the madness, I'm afraid. We had an amazing clan war yesterday. Such fun games. And Black Thorn did have a run-in with Krotgar, whose Hand of the Gods just... I need to make a meme out of it somewhere. He planted that hand on the face of a character and just blew him up. It was amazing. Have you guys seen Astartes, by the way? The 40k fan-made trailer? Imagine if someone made that, but for Lizardmen, like facing Skaven or something. It'd be so cool. So Gorok is kind of the focus of attention. He's been beamed down a little bit. He does have 100 armor and a bronze shield, so those shots may end up switching relatively soon onto the Skink Priest instead. Pterodons are swooping in the skies. I'm sure they're going to be no surprise to Human Boy that they're here, and he will be popping his anti-air spells where possible. But Teeth Breakers need to be careful and ready to take them down when the opportune moment arises. Saurus, though, have taken quite a bit of damage, and in comes the first of the Howling Warp Gales. Teeth Breakers turn around, and this time there's no trees to protect those Pterodons, so you expect the damage to be... Oh my god! They're just deleting their source code! Look at the damage! One Pterodon unit, that's going to shatter most likely. Giselles are continuously firing in at the Feral Stegodon. Skink Priest as well is getting danger low already, and the Saurus have butted heads with the Clan Rats around the battlefield. Pterodon Riders have been hit by Warpstone Scroll. They are overwhelming the Giselles. However, this other unit manages to hold and actually come back in. Rat Ogre's going to counterpunch them though, and the backline pressure has already basically been dealt with for the Skaven there, clearing up the Lizardmen forces. Sword Spears taking a lot of damage now to Poison Wing Globadiers. Gorok is in the back line though, and the Ferromanticore has been summoned, but the Teeth Breakers once again are online, and it looks like a well-placed Howling Warp Gale. This is going to basically render the Ferromanticore useless, because so much of his time is going to be wasted just getting stuck into the air. Skink Priest has been dealt with, Ferromanticore has been eviscerated, Gorok continues to hunt on the Greyseer, and it looks like this time though, the Coldon Riders snuck through the defenses of the Rat Ogres, shutting down the Warplock Giselles and the Poison Wing Globadiers. There are double Rat Ogres here though, who will be able to pound down these boys, but the second unit of Cold Riders swoops in. Suave doing a better job this time of getting his cavalry into opportune positions, but is it too little too late? I mean, a lot of his front line is still going okay. I mean, Sword Spears are pushing their way through. Leadership's going strong with Gorok. Skink Priest as well has managed to rally himself in the distance. So once again, we're into that messy stage of the battle, and this is just when you pop your Storm Vermin summons. You can see them coming in here, cleaning out one unit of Cold Spear Riders. Manticore's about to disappear soon, and Gorok is simply too slow to hunt down the Greyseer, who's going after the Skink Priest, trying to show him what's what and who the better spellcaster is here today. Advantage definitely in the favour right now of Skaven. Sword Spears are really struggling to take down the Skaven Spears there, and Gorok as well is starting to struggle. Unfortunately, Rat Ogres are going to be surrounding him, Manticore's going to go down, and with him falling, the balance power is going to fall quite heavily, I think, away from the Dino forces. You can see Rat Ogres are dealing the damage here to the Feral Stegodon. Saurus Spears, though, are nearby and supporting. These Rat Ogres may indeed die, but if they can kill that Stegodon in the process, good news for them. But the Skaven Slaves are returning. Warplock Giselles have emerged once more. Looks like both units have rallied here, looking to fire shots into that Feral Stegodon and other key units. Gorok is just surrounded right now, and the Rat Ogres are having a whale of a time up against him. Gorok has popped stand your ground, though, trying to hold the line where possible. But a lot of these Saurus were getting dragged down there. The Storm Vermin summon was really well played. Looks like Suave is going to bow out there, and it was a repeat of the first game. That was awesome stuff, man. Once again, well played to Human Boy and Suave. Basically, the same thing happened. This time, Cold One's got in the back line a bit better than the front line pushing through, but it was the same story. The Grey Serve Room, 720 damage value. The Slaves, of course, as well as the Clan Rats, simply holding the line. Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers not doing much. This time, better performance by the Poison Wing Globadiers, 720 and 680 damage value apiece. Giselles did solid work, and the Teeth Breakers, 1.2k damage value. Real solid performance there by Human Boy. Likewise, Suave, though, I still like the build. It's pretty cool. I think going a little bit wider would be better. I would honestly probably cut the Triple Pterodons now, just due to Howling Warp Gale and the fact that they're expected. Add a couple of Chameleon Stalkers and then use the rest of the money for more Red Crested Skinks and other such units. But the cavalry performed a lot better this time, 830 and 720 damage value. But not too much to say on that one, of course, because we've already kind of seen it in action twice now. So we'll be moving on swiftly to the next game, which is going to be on Toothgrass Hill. GG, well played. So, Toothgrass Hill is up. Oh, it looks like they already know. Cool. Suave going to go with one of his favourite factions, the Greenskins. Suave used to be a very good Norscan player. I haven't seen him play them in a while, so hopefully we get to see some Norsca at some point. But it looks like he's going Greenskins, banning the Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts. Now, if I'm Human Boy, I'm going Lizardmen here. I'm doing it. GG's across the board. A really good start. Man, that was some cool stuff. Astartes, yeah, Astartes was really nice. Oh no, I meant Astartes as in the fan made like animation, which I've got my own opinions about on what Games Workshop's doing with that kind of stuff. But you know, it is what it is. Loads of other YouTubers who are kind of more dedicated to that have brought it up and discussed what's going on at the moment with not copyright strikes, but or Games Workshop's new like IEP like rules and stuff. That it won't affect us really. We did mention, speak to Creative Assembly briefly about it, but we're all fine as Total War casters and streamers, I think, which is good news. Yes, Human Boy going Lizardmen. Seeing lots of lizard action today, which I always love. We also have Pugnabon in the second semi-final, and Dr. Jellyfish, and I know both of them for a fact are very good Lizardmen players as well. So we could see a lot of Dino action today, which some people may not like them, but my heart is firmly set on them. And if anyone brings Krotgar, it's just a guaranteed win in my book. So let's quickly pop up the scores. Human Boy back up to the 1. And we go again. Should be a good fun game. Greenskins have been nerfed pretty harder than I think people realised from reading the notes. There are actually some pretty big debuffs there. They were just kind of nice and spread out, but they're still a very powerful top-tier faction, in my humble little duck opinion. Oh, that's a good question, Blackthorn. I'm not entirely sure. Probably a bit slower, you would think. There is a second real human? Yeah, there's a Human Boy, yes, and then Real Human Being, I believe, are the two people. They're not the same person, but everyone thinks they are, including myself. Yeah, there he is, right there. Real Human Being. Hello, welcome to the stream, man. Hope you are enjoying yourself so far. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves so far. It's been a good first game. We did have to replay it, but, you know, extra action, I suppose, for us. Lizardmen versus Greenskins. I mean, the triple dino threat's pretty scary here. You know, Mazdamundi, Thunderous One, and a Carnosaur. But there's loads of ways you can play this as Lizardmen. Actually going really wide can be very powerful. You just need something to deal with Grom. But in general, for any new players out there, and you want to learn Lizardmen, go wide. It's really useful in so many matchups. A load of Saurus, a load of red-crested skinks, it can be, and then 1 or 2 heavy hitters, like 2 or 3 like dinos or characters, and you're in absolutely fine shape against a lot of people. Looks like the guys are ready to rumble though, and we'll get this one underway. Yeah, the chariot fin is a pain, but obviously when that gets kind of like sorted, it'd be fine. And you can kind of counter chariots quite easily with this, with Cold One Riders and stuff. But yeah, the chariots are a pain. The fact the fanatics have been changed is very good news. The negative money to, or money increase, I should say, to all the skirmish cav is very nice and certainly does indeed add up. And the nerfs to Grom and War in general, they're good. They're good. The true widest full skink. Man, I love a full skink build. Red crested skink, rolling dirty on a stegodon, a load of red crests, a load of javelins, chameleons, absolutely everything. It can be really good fun. But here we go, Toothgrass Hill, yet another Lizardman themed map that I've managed to sneak into the Total War scene, or Total War tournament stuff. It's a really cool map in all round. I love the little Aztecian pyramids. We will pretend they're not spaceships, as I believe that is what ended up happening in End Times lore, though I'm not sure if we count End Times as lore. It hasn't happened yet, so we'll just close our eyes, rock back and forth, and pretend it hasn't existed. Pretend it hasn't existed. Opinion on halberds? If you ask Raptor that, you're going to get a very different opinion to most. I actually think halberds are really solid. Because they're a nice cross between your basic weapon and your great weapon, giving you that anti-large and decent armor piercing at the same time. Timberguard in particular are a really powerful halberd unit. They work really well because they have a relatively decent attack speed as well with their animations. So, for the dinos, we do indeed have a Tripo Dino threat. Not the ones I was expecting, however, but let's look in and see how Human Boy is trying to win my heart. Lizman did lose, so he better make it up to me. Looks like he's off to a good start, bringing the mighty Krotgar. Look at Grimlaw roar in anger at the Greenskins. Look at a little neck scratch there, just to, you know, roar in a challenge. This is my turf, don't mess with me. Coming in with all the goodies it would seem, including Hand of the Gods. We have a Skink Oracle as well, Earthblood and Fireball. Very powerful new unit for the Lizmen forces. Very expensive though, so you have to get it to, you know, get in that damage value to pay itself back, but it certainly has the potential to nuke characters and single entities. With a Bastildon, Solar Engine in the back here, who we will dub Gary for today. We have Skink Cohorts deployed all the way along the front line. Skink Skirmishers, which is quite interesting. I think we're going to see Skink Skirmishers quite a bit more now that Chameleon Skinks have had a points increase. We have a mixture of the two, Chameleons and Skinks dotted through the front. We have the Cohort of Sotek to protect the back line, and a load of Skink Cohorts of Javelins in the secondary battle formation. For the forces of the Greenskins, we do of course have some skirmish cav. We have Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, escorted here by some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but not too much skirmish actually. We do have the 8-peak Loons here, who do have to be engaged in combat for quite a while now, before they can actually unleash their Fanatics, which is a nice change. They're still very viable and powerful, but nowhere near as bad as they were. Frontline is going to be Gobbos and Blackhawks. Oh, hell yes. While I've been bringing the rock and roll builds today, we have triple Blackhawks in the front line, backed up by Gobbos. We have a nice Archer Corps of Orc Arrowboys and the Rusty Arrows. We have the Arachnarok Queen and Skarsnik leading the battle line. Let's see. We do have an Orc Shaman as well. Is that Here We Go and Brainbuster? I believe it is. It is Here We Go and Brainbuster. Perfect. So it looks like the unfortunate Night Goblins have been spotted here by the Chameleon Skinks. You can simply fall back and kite there. Big damage already gone down to the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. The Bastildon, not a bad counter skirmishing tool actually. It also messes up the accuracy of any enemy it hits for a short duration, which, you know, is a nice little added benefit. It's nothing too crazy, but it's pretty cool. More shots coming down. It looks like we're actually having a summon of the Spider Hatchlings really early on. Probably going to be used just to hunt down Skink Skirmishers and try to drive them away from the main battle line here. The Bastildon is opening up fire on the Forest Goblin Spider Riders though, dishing out the damage and driving them away. So one unit down, plenty more to go though, however. On this right-hand side, these Chameleon Skinks need to be careful, and they need to start whipping their way round back to friendly territory. Otherwise, the Forest Goblin Spider Archers will engage them in combat and start running them over. Skink Oracle has decided to engage with the Arachnarok Queen in a duel of fates, doing some nice long-range burst damage. Now going to go after Skarsnik. Now, the Skink Oracle is really good up against this type of target. Anything which has one model in it, so a hero, any single entity, big monster, this thing can blitz down. Not very good up against infantry and stuff, because it basically kills whoever it hits, but it doesn't really do much spread damage or anything. So you can see there's some okay damage. Hand of the Gods hits Skarsnik down to half HP off the rip. The Orc Shaman as well is getting bullied from afar by the Solar Engine. Whoever told you Lizardmen weren't a long-range faction, they lied. They lied to you. Alright, the Queen is dueling Gorok, which is a little bit scary actually, or Krokgar I should say. Particularly with Fermented Fungi going down, he needs to retreat right now, because Skarsnik in here is going to be a real bad pickle. Though all the Skink Javelins are now being enabled to just launch Javelin after Javelin at the Queen. But Krokgar needs to pull back. He needs to run for his life right now because he is not in a good situation. Skink Oracle is going to be able to bring the pain from range though, firing shots in, going after Skarsnik, nearly assassinating him right now. Krokgar needs to get some heals but has managed to pull back. There's nothing to pin in the Arachnarok Queen, however. Skarsnik's in a dangerous territory. In the front line, Blackhawks, of course, are cleaving their way through tides of skinks, and the Greenskins looking pretty good so far, apart from their Liege Lord getting dominated here. But likewise, Krokgar's been finished off. He's going to get chased down here. Not much hope here for him to come in with a bit of a revival. Arachnarok Spider is looking scary. She can certainly beat the Skink Oracle toe-to-toe. Skarsnik has been able to escape here. Needs to whip around, try and get the blowpipes and the big old Gary here to launch shots into the Arachnarok Queen. Krokgar actually rallied. How? He must have terror routed the spiders. Oh no, that's really bad news for the forces there of the Greenskins, because now it's a one-on-one fight. Krokgar and Grimlock want a rematch. They're getting Earthblood, but it's not going well for them. The RNG certainly not favouring them. Sacred Spawning goes down a tad too late. The Skink Oracle maybe wanted to engage in hand-to-hand combat there. Looks like we are going to get a fireball though, and the Spider down to 1,700 HP. Does manage to dodge one of those shots from the Skink Oracle, but it has been broken, which is really good news because Krokgar now may return. I believe he still has one Hand of the Gods left in him. Blackhawks are going to be a big nuisance. There is no Ark of Sotek to really drag them through the dirt, and the range core is online, although Human Boy trying to sort that out. He is driving Skink cohorts into the back line, looking to overwhelm them. The Cult of Sotek are just getting cleaved asunder at the moment by the Blackhawks in the front line. No Crimson Killers, sadly, which is a little bit upsetting, but you know, can't have everything in the world. Skarsnik is alive, but very injured right now. Balance power is pretty close. We do have a exchange of fire coming in. Skink Skirmishers up against the Forest Goblin Spider-Eyed Archers, who have actually used up all their ammunition now, which is very good news for them. Crocky G has once again returned to the field. That Hand of the Gods is certainly going to be needed. And the Skink Oracle as well. I don't know how they're going to deal with all these Black Orcs. That's my main concern here. Although, I mean, if the Loons do the damage for them, they'd be rather happy. But it seems like the Skinks took all the damage there, as well as a nice little attack coming in by the Orc Shaman. The Arch line is well and truly online at the moment as well. There's a lot of Skinks who can come back. Looks like Human Boy has got a couple of Chameleon Skinks he's left in deep reserve there, who certainly need to return to the fight and just blowpipe the Black Orcs to death. That is going to be the way into this. And yeah, Skarsnik needs to be finished off. He only has 422 HP. One Hand of the Gods, one shot from the Skink Oracle will kill him. And that'd be very good news for the Dino Boys. The Ark of Sotek, though, or not Ark of Sotek, the Bastildon with Solar Engine is struggling to escape the wrath of the Black Orcs, which is a problem. But if he can get all these blow darts and stuff on them, he should be able to pull back and do some good long-range shenanigans. Skarsnik's trying to save the Orc Arrow Boys, but these Skinks could probably turn around and kill him, to be honest. He is that brittle at the moment. It looks like the Chameleon Skinks have been remembered. Krokgar just about handing on, is going to move in to engage the Spider Riders, which is very sketchy because they could run away and shoot him. And he has 880 HP, not much whatsoever. Looks like the Rusty Arrows are unleashing hell. I would be dragging him like miles away from the battle. Just kind of dip in and out to do Hand of the Gods on the Orc Shaman and then dip and run once more. Balance power is still dead even right now. It looks like Skarsnik has indeed shattered and Orc Arrow Boys are being finished off. The fact Lizardmen have a decent amount of troops darted around the battlefield is really good news for them. And the Skink Oracle, as well as the Solar Engine, cause terror. And now that leadership is gone for the Greenskins, that is going to bring a lot of trouble. Skink Oracle is unfortunately out of ammunition, it would seem. Still does have Burning Heads and Earthbloods. Probably wants to pop one on Crocky G. Getting back up and raring to go. Getting back ready to rumble. The Skinks are currently taking a decent amount of damage right now from the Rusty Arrows and the Orc Arrow Boys. Hand of the Gods is going to come in, and it's going after the Orc Shaman, who dodges! Like Neo in the Matrix, your Hand of the God means nothing to me. What is a god to a Orc Shaman? Turns out not too much. Earthblood's going to go down. For those as well, like Lizardmen players, Crocky G's Hand of the Gods is best as a mid-range. Long range it tends to miss, short range likewise. The Basildon is trying to retreat once again. It is kind of doing a hit-and-run tactics, but desperately does need to fall back here. Lovely little Brainbuster is going down on the Skink Skirmishers. We have a load of Skinks who can return to the field now, but they're going to do literally nothing up against Black Orcs. Soul Engine Shot does come in down the line onto Rusty Arrows, doing some nice damage. I'd probably commit the Skink Oracle into a fight to kill the Shaman and shut down the arrows, but again, it's tough. I mean, there's so many blowpipes and javelins come in. The longer the game goes on, maybe the slight better for the Lizardmen forces, but the Greenskins have been allowed to recover from the initial loss of their lord. Big shots coming in by the Solar Engine, doing good work there, but unfortunately his hide is being sliced open by those Black Orcs right now. Krotgar's going to continue to press, force his way after the Orc Shaman. The Skink Oracle wants to shut down the range whilst Krotgar deals with this weaker foe. There's someone who's not even worth a snack for Grimlock. Has managed to terrify off the Shaman though, and maybe a big tear out could come in. Skinks are now in the back line engaging with the Orc Arrow Boys. A very close game. Some of the Black Orcs are starting to look a little bit beat up. One unit, however, is very healthy, and another one is looking not too shabby indeed. Orc Arrow Boys, though, are the focus of attention, and it looks like Chameleon Skinks are starting to push on the Rusty Arrows, looking to overwhelm them. Krotgar is somehow still alive. Those Earthbloods really did keep him alive. The Skinks are starting to run desperately low on ammunition, and you can see Suave is a really good aggressive player. We spoke about this in the last game, in fact, but he is constantly hounding this Solar Engine. Even if he can't catch it for long, just stopping it shooting is super useful right now. Orc Arrow Boys are running. The Rusty Arrows are really struggling now, and the Skink Oracle may want to just pop over here and assassinate the Orc Shaman while he has the opportunity. 68 kills on the Solar Engine, not doing bad whatsoever, and may want to actually engage with the Orc Shaman here. The Night Goblins are being finished off, likewise the basic Gobbos, but the ammunition probably wants to be saved and used up on these nasty Black Orcs here. Orc Arrow Boys have been finished, likewise the Rusty Arrows. Balance power, though, still dead even. What's this lurking in the trees? We do have some Skinks, not many, but a few who can return. 77's not too terrible. And in the distance, nah, it's just more shattered units. So it's basically what you see is what you get, apart from those Skinkies on the periphery coming back. Skink Oracle and Krotgar did get a little bit of a heal once more, and they're just going to shatter the range, which is certainly the right idea. Unfortunately, the Stalon just simply can't escape right now. He's really been hounded quite badly. If he's able to fall back and they engage all the Black Orcs with Skinks and other such units, he does have a decent amount of ammo. 5 shots into the Black Orcs really could add up. Also, blinding them would be quite tasty and nice, as it would lower their stats and allow the Skinks to fare much better up against them. But ammunition-wise, yeah, we're completely out of ammo for the Dino forces. The Orc Arrow Boys are shattered, the Rusty Arrows are shattered, and we're getting ready for the final confrontation. Skink Oracle still is very meaty, and he may not have quite as good stats as a Carnosaur due to Frenzy. He still can bring the pain, and we'll be able to dish out the damage to the Black Orcs if cycle charging. Seems like some of the Chameleons may engage in combat to slow down the Horde, buy time for the Basilodon to escape. Now, it would be nice to see a Flock of Doom come in by the Skink Oracle, but again, he's very expensive, so you do want to bring the cheaper toolkits where possible. Orc Shaman has been broken right now, which is fantastic news, as the Black Orcs may start to break and rout here. They do actually have immune to psychology, which I completely forgot about, so I guess they won't be tear-outing anytime soon. But if these two supporting units break, the one unit probably won't be able to hold on its own, and it looks like the Greenskin leadership is what's going to cost them here, because these Black Orcs, if they could stay and fight here, easily have enough punch to drag down the remainder of the Dino forces. But I almost call him Human Being there. Human Boy, yes. Always got those two next up. Performing amazing there. Coming in strong with a 2-0 in this first semi-final up against a really tough opponent in Suave, who has had a fantastic run in the tournament. He should certainly hold his Gobbo head proud there, because he played an amazing quarter-final, played a ton of talented players to get this far, really put on a good show. But the Dinos, they're 1-1 now. They lost the first game, won the second one. Krotgar, my boy, not performing too amazing. 1,300 damage value isn't shabby whatsoever. The Skink Oracle, though, man of the match for me. 3,100 damage value, killing Scarsnake. Doing really good as well. Good work against the big spider, and those heals were crucial. So that's a lot of damage value, 12k damage dealt as well, but also coming in with the healing. Skinks did suffer, of course, which was their job today. They were here to be the sacrificial lambs to hold back the infantry corps. All the blowpipes use up all their ammunition. 400 damage value, 320, 800, 480, and 460. The solar engine did really good work though. 1,377 damage value. 85 kills is certainly good work. Well played to Suave though. Scarton getting sniped early on was a really big kind of downhill for him there. Only 500 damage value on the Lord, with only 0 kills. 766 damage value on the Orc Shaman's pretty good. Goblins across the board didn't do great. Blackhawks as well. I mean, 500 damage value is not good. 1,200 is great. 930 solid. And they had so much more left to give. But the leadership penalties, big scary monsters, being surrounded and charged, being outnumbered, it all adds up, particularly when Skarsnik goes down. And that is why infantry in particular can struggle in the late game. As a range, 440 and 400 damage value apiece. 630 for Dusty Arrows is pretty nice. Skirmish Cav got obliterated. 1,665 damage value on the Arachnarok Queen. Dueling Krotgar very effectively. But what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And he kept coming back for more action. Now guys, it is time. Sons of the Mountain have been rallied. Dr. Jellyfish shall be taking the fight up against, who do we have in the other semi-final? I believe it's Pugnabon, the man, the myth, the legend himself. So let's upgrade the scores here. Wait for those guys to pop in, and we will get this underway. So, let me just message the lads. Boo, 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 boo. Pugnabon. And Dr. Jellyfish. It's with Dr. Jellyfish is almost like a rival for me, because we always bump into each other in Logic's Battlemania tournament. Dr. Jellyfish and Caradoc, if they're in a tournament, we're like attracted to each other. We always like meet each other in the games. It's time, champions. Pugnabon is here. GG's well played, man. That was a good game. That was a good game. Quack. Hey, bud. Maps are in Discord, I believe. Well done on getting this far, dude. He's done really good work, man. Really good work. So the maps will be Summersong, River Maxon, and Schwarsterhafen. Very impressed with those first few games, and we get to go again. DBD, go DBD, go. Hell yeah. Taking the A3O due to the replay, but I mean, I guess the first one gets cut out there. Grombinder was here, the head of the Sons of the Mountain. Looking to represent here. Yeah, Ice Power is already in. He won the first qualifier. Spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it by now, it was like 2 weeks ago. So he will be in the finals. We still had the finals of last season to do, because we had a load of problems with getting players ready to play. We were waiting for Krablin to come back from holiday, and we will get that done. We will get that done. RTK is in the final, just like I proclaimed. Clearly I can see the future. Indeed, Jeremy. Do I have Dr. Jellyfish as a friend? He might not be able to see the lobby. We must be friends by this point, Jelly. We must be. Where are you, my friend? Do I have you on Steam? Looks like he can't find the lobby. It's fine. Dr. Jellyfish, where are you? Unless he goes by a different name, which is also quite possible. Archie Power Total War, I've just seen as well. I may be being blind, which is quite possible. Cool. We're just going to sort out getting out in the lobby. He's on his way. But let's update the scores while we're at it. So it shall be Dr. Jelly on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, Pugnabon, the Beast. Is that how you spell his name? P-U-G-N-O Bon. I think so. I think so. I may be wrong, though. If so, I apologise to Pug. But I believe that's correct. Okay, he says it is He is online. Where art thou? Ah, okay. Can you send friend code? I do have a large nose that has been mistaken for a beak. What's going on? The power of sleepiness and Warhammer, so wood elves. Sons of the Mountain, go, 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 scream, scrum, brindle. Hype, hype, hype. Awesome. So we do have the friend code from Dr. Jellyfish. Let me quickly input this. And we're getting into lobby. I can't believe we're not friends already. It's probably just because he always joins. I always host lobbies and tournaments normally, and he probably just joins, so maybe he's struggling to see it for other reasons. Who knows? Cool. Invite has been sent, my friend. Let's get that back up. Let's make sure the stream strength's all good. Hope you guys are having a good time. If you are, make sure to leave a good old thumbs up. Oh no, did I miss something? My stream's telling me we have a new member? No, what did I miss? Did someone become a member? I'm so confused. I thought I would have seen it. I don't know why my stream's saying that. Ah, YouTube's weird sometimes. YouTube's weird. There he is. Boop. We'll get him in. So, the maps will be Summer Song first. Boop. There we go. There we go, we're round to go. Who's your money on, lads? You rooting for XMT's Pugnabon or the Sons of the Mountains, Dr. Jellyfish? Let me know. Let me hear you roar. Feed them your energy and bring them glory. Hello. Maps are in Discord if you are wondering what they are. Oh god, that horrible quick typing without looking. When is Warhammer 3 going to come out? Probably like December, I would guess. Late November, December. Someone around there. Pug's a homie, let's go Pug. Jellyfish is a tough opponent for sure. Does love his VP, loves his Lizardmen as well. So does Pugnabon. I'm hoping Pugnabon brings the Wood Elves. I want to see some Wood Elf action. Pugnabon brings some really fun builds. So, it looks like Jellyfish is picking a ban first. He does go Lizardmen, so we're going to see our third Lizardmen game in 3 games. Technically 4 because of the rematch. And he's banning Beastmen and Skaven. 2 good bans there. VP is also nasty. Some people think it's less bad than it was, which is probably true. It's still very bad though. Pugnabon might go Dwarfs against a Sons of the Mountains player. That is a bold choice. I hope we see some Dwarfs. Dwarfs can be very good here. Thoric Ironbrow, I think, has really helped out in this matchup quite considerably, actually. It's pretty even, though. It's pretty even. Thank you, Grombrindle. Sons of the Mountain and DBD brothers be good for fight and good for party. Both are valiant, both are lively. Upon them may God's blessings be. Thank you so much, man. We do need to organise a Sons of the Mountain v DBD tournament at some point, but of course it'll be a fun one. We'll just be enjoying it. Yeah, this lad's trying to... Oh, maybe... It looks like he's going through. So he's checked Dowie, checked Tomb Kings. Both relatively solid factions against Lizardmen. You got Empire as well. You got your VP. Skaven were banned, unfortunately, as well as were Beastmen. Dark Elves can certainly do a good job here as well. So it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of options right now. There's a lot of options. You always ban VP and Dowie, and then you get the Skaven, though, which is a problem. Which is actually why I quite like... I think Lizardmen... they're really up there right now. They're in, like, the top 3 best factions in the game, probably. I mean, they're interchangeable, a lot of the top factions. But, like, the fact that one reason I like the current set of top factions is there's no a huge, ridiculous faction like Greenskins, where you just can't counterpick them because they ban 2 factions, the only 2 who are good against them, or like moderately good against them, and then you have no good counterpick. So at least against like lizardmen and stuff, against new greenskins as well, you actually have factions which you can pick to counter, which is good. Yeah, Pugnaborn's a very versatile player. I agree, very good with his lizardmen, his wood elves, his dwarfs, his tomb kings. He's got a really strong tournament mentality, I think, when it comes to the fact he doesn't just learn one faction. He learns multiple, and kind of knows his stuff very well. He knows his stuff very well. if Pun wins with dwarfs, he'd become a Sons of the Mountain. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny indeed. So it looks like he's contemplating. He's gone back to dwarfs, so they're most likely what we're going to see, I would think. I mean, the lizardmen here, lots of red crested skinks, lots of Saurus is good. Just go very wide again. Can be quite powerful. You can also bring 1 or 2 heavy hitters if you would like. Some people like Oxyotl here. I do not. Yes, the dwarves have no way of catching him, but the magic damage, he just does nothing to someone like Thoric, who is very often picked in this matchup now. You have a load of nice slows, you have the Master Engineer, Thunderers have always been very stable here, Iron Drakes with Warhammer Torpedoes, Longbeards, there's so much good going for the dwarves, but it really is a fun matchup of, hey, it's going to get messy, like Lizardmen will take a load of damage on the approach, they're then going to swarm you, and then from that point onwards, do they do enough damage before they deplete their own forces? I'm going back to Tomb Kings though. Is this a dwarf player playing lizards versus a lizard playing a dwarf? High Elves OP, says Piers Barrow. Devs hate High Elves, I love it. Well, the problem is High Elves, like, obviously they do the balancing, but you've got to take into account as well campaign, and High Elves are, like, very OP in campaign. Although that is often down to, like, their economy and kind of big bonuses they get. Looks like Pangabon is indeed going to go Tomb Kings. So no dwarfs just yet. Very sad noises in chat, but we could certainly see them in the next game or a third game or a finals if either of these guys get there, because both of them, I believe Dr. Jellyfish plays dwarfs. I'm not sure, but Pangabon definitely does. So there's hope yet. There's certainly hope yet. Oh, I've seen High Elves win some pretty impressive games recently, actually. But in fact, a lot of the games I've cast recently of High Elves, they've done very good. Although it was players like Lotus Moon and stuff who are real kind of top tier using them, so it's pretty scary. Kelligar Iron Fist, poof! Where did the dwarfs go? I demand them. Yeah, you would hope it'd be separate, man, but like that is so much work for them to do 2 completely separate stats, items, and everything for both campaign and my play. Maybe for Total Warhammer 3, but yeah, certainly not going to happen in Total Warhammer 2, I wouldn't think. And for the most part, this is probably the most balanced I've seen the game in a long time, and I'm quite happy with the balance. Once they fix chariots, people keep complaining about cavalry, but I've seen cavalry perform amazing still in multiple matchups, as long as it's not charged headlong into great weapons. And I mean, even I think it was Loopy was bringing like full cav builds and like winning with them. He's in like 3 replays of just cav builds winning. Which is really good fun. I should cast another one. We already cast one. So yeah, I'm not as fussed as other people are about cavalry. Obviously, it'd be nice if it does get like slightly buffed again. But once they fix kind of like the chariots, the game's in a really good state, I think. Nah, Dark Elves are fine in multiplayer. Dark Elves be fine. They got plenty of good matchups. I've also got Marathi, which is one of the best lords in the game right now. She's so disgustingly powerful with the air effect bug. So once that bug gets fixed and the chariots get fixed, man, I'm happy to rock this out to Total Warhammer 3. We may well get new content though, because of course there will be a pre-order, no doubt, for Total Warhammer 3. My bet would be on Ogre Kingdoms, because we've already got some models in the game, and they will most likely be playable on the Total Warhammer 2 map, just like Norska was for Total Warhammer 1, is what I would assume. It looks like Jellyfish is ready. Pokemon contemplating. Nah, Dark Elves will never F there, man. I know, like, I know I still Dark Elf main, so people do look bad upon their own factions, but Dark Elves, they've not been, like, the best for a long time, but they were nowhere near as bad as some of the other factions. And even so, like at the moment, I would argue Norska, High Elves are both significantly weaker than Dark Elves. But I mean, both those can win tournament games comfortably. And that's what I mean by the balance being so good. Like, a lot of the factions that everyone say are really weak are actually, I see played in tournaments all the time and get good results. So yeah, I would argue Dark Elves are in a pretty solid position, kind of in that mid-tier. And yeah, I think they're pretty good. But what do I know? I am but a duck, and it's but my humble opinion. I will be doing eventually a final tier list to give you guys a full roundup, but probably going to wait till the hotfix to come in before I do indeed give that out. And yeah, Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings are considered to be in a bad state, but likewise, they have some really good matchups. Tomb Kings versus Blizzmen is one of them. Yeah, Norska and High Elves. Norska are actually still a really powerful faction. They just really lack versatility, particularly in the Lord department. They're very predictable. They're going to rush you because that's all they have. Though I saw some really cool builds. I think it was from Saphir, where he was bringing like 20 stacks of Norskans. Just like a load of Marauders, a load of Berserkers, a load of Javelins, and it was amazing. It was actually quite effective as well. I certainly do need to try it out a little bit. What's up, Swiss Pikeman? How are you today, champion? A long-time viewer of the channel. I remember you being around a long time ago, man, so happy you're still here and with us. And hopefully still enjoying the content. Sedane, you Norscan haters. This matchup is good for Krokgar. Agreed, Hank. Agreed. Particularly if your opponent brings Cetra or Archon on horseback or chariot, like is often the case, you hand the gods to them and they go bye-bye. But it looks like the Tomb King's Pokemon is a little bit more prepared, though. He's got him on his mighty Kitty Cat. But it is going to be Cetra the Imperishable. Incantation of Protection and Curse Blades shall be his poisons of choice. He's got the Curse as well, which is quite nice. Very powerful at the moment, actually, of course. With the double Skeleton Chariot, some of the weaker chariots in the game, but still can certainly do some good work. We have Horsemen. Looks like one unit guard in either flank. We have double Skeleton Archers. The main battle line will be Tomb Guard. That is a thick, meaty wall of Tomb Guard. There's Skeleton Warriors mixed in there as well, actually. So it looks like not too many Tomb Guard, but they do fine up against Sora, Skinks, and the rest of it. Chariot's very good at running over Skinks as well in the front line and skirmishers. And we have double Ushopti to bring the pain. They're the bane of my Total War Warhammer existence for the longest time. They were so annoying to deal with by Lizardmen. But Lizardmen have a few more options now to kind of counterpunch them. Dr. Jellyfish, though, has brought a pretty cool build. Oh, I thought that was Nakai from a distance. Okay, nearly Nakai, but not quite. We do have Chameleon Stalkers, one on either flank and a load in the front line. So the Stalker is going to be used here as a bunker bust unit to try to use their precursor weapons to soften up the front line. And that will hopefully allow the Skinks, who are in the secondary line, to push through and overwhelm the Tomb Guard. It's going to be a tough fight, though. There's no Saurus here. We have Cohort of Sotek in the central pocket, with a Skink Priest with Flock of Doom, very good spell, and a Manticore Summon. I really wish people would bring the Curse, as well as Ponds and Pensional Pelt. They are so good now. But, Manticore Summon is still very powerful as well. We have Crocky G down here on the ground, looking absolutely swagger-delicious here, just in pure drip mode on his Horned One. It's no Grimlock, but, we'll give you a little neck scratch, just a small one. Coming in with all the goodies, we do have Swiftness of Itzel, I believe, and Hand of the Gods, if I can get over him. There we go. Boom. Yeah. Sacred Spawning, Swiftness of Itzel, and Hands of the Gods. Godson Cavalry in the form of Cold On Riders. Looks like one unit on either flank. Really cool build. Excited to see how it does indeed perform. Looks like we have something sneaky in the back. Okay, Pokemon preparing in case there's any Stalkers in the back. I actually quite like that. And he's taking a nice defensive approach near the trees, trying to hide the majority of his forces. Ushopti don't actually have the best targets, and that's kind of a good way to play this, I think, for the Lizardmen, is don't give Ushopti good targets to shoot at. I mean, he has the Common Riders to shoot. Apart from that, it's just a load of Skinks. And Krokgar might not be a bad target to shoot, but he's quite small on his little Horned One, so might not be the best. Good luck, have fun, lads. Let's have a quick sip of a drink so I don't pass away. Update your scorecard. Oh no! Sorry about the slurp there. There we go. And we're going. Thank you for whoever did spot that. I believe it was Nick, maybe, or Hank. Someone, whoever it was, your MVP. What's up, Nafis? Quack, quack. Fantastic to have you here, as always. Hope you're doing well today. You've made it in time for the second semi-final here. And it should be some good fun. We have Dr. Jellyfish going up against Pokemon in the first game of the second semi-final. I won't spoil who won the first one, but yeah, I'm sure chat can if you need. If you need to know who won, simply just ask. Krogar is getting pounded by Ushopti. Not a good day for my beautiful boy. He's definitely going to want to take the long approach, go round, hide in the trees, and then kind of spring out on the enemy in the later stages of the game. Skeleton Chariots are a really good counter here to the Chameleon Stalkers, who are now wasting their shots into the chariots rather than the Tomb Guard. The second unit doing a much better job getting those shots in, doing some good work, but still nothing too crazy. Yeah, pretty decent damage, but I don't think it's going to be enough to allow the Skinks to push through them, and that could be a big problem. If they were Saurus, maybe. Chariots are going to be starting to run amok here. Driving into the enemy. That's some nice damage, though. These Stalkers doing some good burst down onto the Skeleton Chariots. Starting to overwhelm them, and now the other shots going into Skeleton Warriors. We also have Manticore Summon being birthed into the world rather loudly, as it always is. Krogar is now going to be driving home, trying to shut down the Ushopti in the back. They're really well protected, at least at the moment. Chameleon Stalkers going toe-to-toe with Skeleton Warriors and Horsemen at the moment, and the Skink Legions are starting to push forward rather nicely. Cetra is bullying my boy Krogar right now, who, on his Horned One, simply can't go toe-to-toe with such a majestic warrior as Cetra the Imperishable. We do have double Ripidactyl Riders, who I don't think I spoke about earlier, who have descended upon the Ushopti now, but there's going to be a lot of cheap Spearmen saturating amongst them, and that's not good news for the Ripidactyls. They are very squishy with only 45 armor. Manticore vibing in the skies right now, probably wants to drop down and try to finish off the Ushopti, and Krogar, Hand of the Gods, right up the rear of Cetra the Imperishable. They're doing some nice damage. He probably wants to just stay out of danger for now, and save up for another Hand of the Gods in the later stages of the game. The Ushopti are being dealt with, it would seem. Manticore has sprung its trap going down the Ushopti, but the Ripidactyl Riders are paying for it dearly, taking a ton of damage. Chameleon Stalkers starting to harass the Skeleton Archers here, and the Cold Riders hunt down Skeleton Chariots is a perfect little trap there by Dr. Jellyfish. A good answer to the Chariots in general. The Skink Priest is simply falling back right now. We're no doubt going to see some big flock of dooms coming down in the later stages of the game as the Skeleton Warriors do start to crumble and fall. Ushopti may be able to stabilise here if the Manticore does dissipate, which it is going to do very soon here. Ushopti minus 32 leadership, down to just 900 health, and are crumbling right now. The Cold One Spear Riders are starting to struggle a little bit, so just saturated amongst Skeleton Spearmen. And the Ripidactyl Riders, Cold-Blood popped on them, but it doesn't matter, they're already fleeing for their lives. Skeletons have done a really good job there. We do have that juicy Ushopti summon coming down in the back line, which can be able to cut up the majority of these troops here if they do decide to stick around for it. Krogar is vibing out over on the left-hand side, at least for now, and Cetra does seem to be unstoppable. Balance of power moving slightly in favour of XNT's very own Pugnabon here. Ushopti just takes so long to go down. They are still crumbling here, but we do have the Cult of Sotek nearby. You might be able to finish them off. They're also engaging the Archers, supporting the Cold One Riders at the moment. Very close games so far. Cetra is still the big problem left on the battlefield. Ushopti are going to be finally going down here. Did the second unit bite the bullet? It looks like it did, so the long range pressure is off. Unfortunately, the little Skink Priest is being bullied right now, and can honestly, I would probably take the Skeleton Chariots and just force off the Skink Priest. Even if it takes a while, just having a Flock of Dooms in the late game, and I think he has one more Manticore summon, would be a bit of a disaster for the Tomb King forces, because Manticore could do good work up against Cetra if supported correctly here. Skeleton Chariots are very beat up at the moment, at least one unit is. This unit of Cold Riders is well and truly a cat amongst the pigeons right now, but there are Spearmen here with Incantation of Protection, who should be able to drag down the cavalry contingent. Hand of the Gods misses, unfortunately, Cetra the Imperishable, at least for the most part, and he is going to have to fall back. But the Skink Priest is alive. We would like to see the Manticore summon come down if he hasn't used them both up already, and just start applying some pressure to Cetra, alongside maybe the Ripidactyl Riders, who are going to be hunting down Skeleton Chariots. Good play there by Dr. Jellyfish to try to isolate targets and beat them back where possible. Still a healthy amount of Tomb Guard, though, left on the battlefield. It's looking a little rough, but there's a load of Skinks on this right-hand side, and it looks like the Cold One Riders do get a downhill charge into the Skeleton Spearmen, who should start to crumble relatively quickly now. It looks like we are going to see Incantation of Cursed Blades go down, and Protection on Cetra, which is really scary. And the Skink Priest trying to get a Manticore summon off. He keeps getting pushed over, so it may not actually get cast here. And he's broken, but the Manticore summon does come in. He needs to help out Crocky G right now, because he's surrounded and outnumbered quite heavily. But he is giving as good as he gets to the Imperishable right now. Manticore is now on the prowl, going to be doing some good damage to Cetra. Very close game. Balance power is dead even, but the Manticore summon is inflating the Lizardmen, of course, at the moment in the balance power. Cold Riders need to go over here in support. It looks like that's just what they're going to be doing right now. And the Manticore looks to be trying to save Krogar rather than deal with Setcher, which at the end of the day, I understand as well. Looks like, though, he has started to move over. The Curse going down. The Curse so powerful right now due to the fact it is an Air of Effect style ability. Flock of Doom also going to catch all of the Tomb Guard, though, doing some good work in return. So the Manticore desperately trying to finish off Setcher, but Incantation Protection once again going down, keeping him nice and topped up. A very fiery affair so far today, very back and forth by these guys. And do we have units who can rally? Doesn't really look like it is. Kind of what you see is what you get. Can this Manticore do enough damage while it's alive to finish off Setcher the Imperishable? I'm not so sure, because he seems to be getting to the point where he is going to start to dissipate here. He's done a good job here on the Tomb Guard, but once again, it's going to bounce down and get a big smack there into Setcher, supported as well by 9 Cohort of Sotek, pinning him in place, which is more important than you think, because they're actually applying poison right now to Setcher, which is really good news for the Manticore, who's getting in there and dishing out the damage. Krogar, look at him go, hunting down Setcher. Been an absolute beast, and Setcher's getting danger low, but the Manticore disappears, and that is lovely news for the Tomb King forces, who a lot of their troops starting to crumble due to good Flock of Doom play. Setcher, though, is going to start hunting down that Skink Priest. Where did the Skinks all go? It looks like that Curse really did kind of be the last nail in the coffin there, because Krogar's powerful, but this is a lot of troops. Lovely little use of his ability, though, to clear the way once more, and once again he's going to hunt down Setcher and try to save his Skink Priest bro. Incantation Protection has gone down, but is it going to be enough? Krogar hits like an absolute truck on roids. Still 1,100 HP left. Krogar unable to make a telling connection. A Flock of Doom right here would be so good on the Skink Priest, who's being kept alive right now by Cold Blooded. There is some chameleon skinks and cold ones who can come back, but they're very far out, so I don't know if they're really going to be able to get back. Krogar needs to kill Setcher right now and hope that army losses or like the morale just drops on all these skeletons, and with a well-placed Flock of Doom or something, they break and crumble, because he cannot stay and fight amongst all the Spearmen. They will definitely overwhelm him and kind of drag him down. He's very slow-mo trying to crawl to freedom. Very close HP on what Setcher has as well. If he can get the Swiftness of Itzel down to kind of like blur up all these troops, that'd be quite nice as well. Skink Priest, unfortunately, does seem to bite the bullet. That is really bad news for the Lizardmen. They needed a Flock of Doom to clear out all of this chaff right now. And Krogar is fighting and standing alone. Army loss is starting to set in. Krogar, you've done your people proud after what was a really rocky start for Krogar. He has fought to the bitter end, done some really good work. But I don't think there's any way. There's surely no way. There's still 69 Spearmen here. 47, 43 Tomb Guard. Some healthy chariots, and he's desperately trying to hunt down Setcher, who could probably take him now, and that is going to be a very, very close game. Both these champs played amazing, but Parknabon going to be taking the first game in this best-of-3 second semi-final. Really good micromanagement, good work of the chariots as well. Dr. Jellyfish was aggressive, popped on top of those Ushopti early, shut them down, but alas, it was not quite enough. Yes, Pug did use his summon in the back line, which was really good. I can just imagine the spam clicking going on, says Zach. What's up, Zach? Oh, for sure. That would have been brutal. Setcher, 1,100 damage value. Doing pretty good. His Kitty Cat is actually a cheaper mount option than his Chariot. Fun fact of the day. Skeleton Spearman did really well. 500, just shy of 900, over 1,000 damage value on these real cheap troops. Were able to take down the Ripperdactyls, the Cold Ones, and Krogar in the later stages of the game. Tomb Guard not shabby. 480, 800, and 744 damage value with some good kills. I mean, 77 and 134. Nice stuff. The Archers did okay. The Horsemen really well. Look at that. 1,200 basically damage value, 98 kills. Chariots 890 and 790. Ushopti 700 and 412. Not bad whatsoever. But they were shut down by Dr. Jellyfish. But again, Jellyfish basically had to commit his Ripperdactyl Riders and get them killed to shut down the Ushopti. So it's a bit of tit and tat at the same time. Like, yeah, you shut them down, but you lose so much doing so. Krogar, a respectable 1,200 damage value. Only 250 on the Skink Priest. If he got one more Flock of Doom off, that could have been a very different ending there. A real close one to start off this series. Chameleon Stalkers did okay. None of them actually paying for themselves, though. I still think they're better as a Vanguard troop. 1.2k damage value on the Cohort of Sotek. The Cav did good. 840, 920 damage value. 750 and 1000 on the Ripidactyls. Cool to see them in use. Don't get to see them terribly often. Anyway, let's hop over to River Maxon. GG, well played. Almost nothing got decent value and win? Yeah. I mean, kind of just grind out the enemy, I suppose. That's the way to do it when you go wide like this. I mean, the Chariot's got really good value. A Tomb King win, yes, says Manafox. I love the hype. I love the hype. Oh, what's this? They are really good melee defense for the price, but very poor melee attack, and the blasting isn't that amazing to me. Yeah, Stalkers are actually really quite a good unit, but you want to be use them, in my personal opinion, as a vanguard troop. They're really quite sticky when they get into the back line and can be a big pain and all that kind of good stuff. Yo, Rubber Duck, been enjoying your content. Well, the J Bunts, I'm very happy. Thank you, man. I hope you enjoy for many more moons to come. We've certainly got no chance of slowing down. We're still going pretty hard at it. Buff Krotgar, he could do with a little buff maybe. I mean, just give him his spear. Just give him the spear. But he's decent. He's decent. In a few matchups he can be really solid. And I quite like him. He's very fun and thematic. So Parkinabon is going to go Skaven, ban Vampire Counts, and Wood Elves. Two very solid bans. We've seen Skaven again. We've seen a lot of the same factions today, which is the opposite of what we saw yesterday, I suppose. Dodge Jellyfish is going to be going Beastmen, though. So we are going to be seeing the Brie Herd for the first time today, I believe. So, let's update the scoreboard. Parkinabon, 1-0 up here. Which was a real fiery affair, however. Please just give him his spear, man. Just give him the spear. He has a magical spear. I don't know why it's not in the game. Yeah, also, I mean, some of the skeletons got like 1,000 damage value, right, Jeremy? You don't need the big hitters. Smash the like button, says Wickedy. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? We do awesome stuff. We got ducks. We got Warhammer. What's not to subscribe for? Yeah. But yeah, no, honestly, if you want to, feel free. Links down below if you want to join my Discord as well and Patreon, all that kind of standard YouTube stuff. If you join the Discord, you can send me replays. You can get involved in tournaments and events just like this one. It's open to anyone. Anyone can play in it. So feel free. How did Skaven end up in this first pick? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a little sip of my drink to keep me alive. That's the good stuff. I smell a rat. I smell a rat. Well, Parkinabon, pumped, ready, raring. Is ready to go. Just wait on Dr. Jellyfish now. We shall be preparing. Ready, good luck, have fun, he says. Looks like he's feeling the power right now. Also hit the bell icon to make sure you get alerts. I've never asked anyone to do that, actually, because I don't think I've got that on anyone. I don't know. I don't really know how the bell icon works, but I should. There's also, like, new buttons under my videos, and I don't know what they do. They scare me. I need to click on them and try and find out. Who would win, a fearsome duck or a rat? Easily the duck, man. Easy. Duck any day. Have you seen those fins? They'll slaughter a rat. They have no fear and no mercy, more importantly. They can drive them away. Gotta go. Thanks for the games and stream. Good luck, human boy. Yes, yes. Casual Black Form, thank you once again for turning up and helping to mod. You're a true champion of the people. Rats are smart and mean. They are, but they lack the ability to fly. And they, you know, ducks pick up a rat, take it up to just the edge of the atmosphere, fling it out to space. That's what ducks do, man. I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it. So, Dodger Jellyfish, can I just contemplate him? I mean, this is a strange matchup. I feel like Beastmen have a pretty good advantage right now, because they're so good at rushing and just pushing into the Skaven back line. But there's some real sneaky schemes Skaven can do. You can go toe-to-toe with the big hitters if you would like. Bring a load of big monsters. Or, you know, Rattling Gunners can be very powerful as well. We've already seen some good Skaven play today already from The boy, human boy, yes, yes. So maybe we could see some more. Yeah, ducks can kind of cycle charge rats as well, which is a problem because they have the ability to fly. And if the rat has unfortunately picked up some bread, the duck also has a bonus versus bread. So I don't know. I feel sorry for anyone who hops in like, oh, what is this game? Like, I'm interested. It's a Warhammer game. What is Total War Warhammer? And they pop in and we're just talking about ducks. Hey, is that the mighty Cap Tellison chat? How's it going, champ? Hope you're all good. Just showed up. Yo, you are here for the second semi-final. We've done the first one. On to the second. Should be some good fun indeed. There will probably not be a stream tomorrow because I need to do the weekend videos. There will be a stream, fingers crossed, next Tuesday. Unless I have to have my operation that day because I don't really get a choice. I just know it's going to be on a Tuesday. I just don't know which Tuesday yet. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. Gonna be exciting. Ducks are foul. I love it. I love the puns. Ah, it's a nice stretch. Ugh, good to keep moving when streaming. I always forget when I'm streaming like how long I've been going for. It's nearly like 9:15 here, so that first best of 3 did take quite a while. We did have the replay. And this one still could have some legs in it yet, because Dr. Jellyfish certainly has the potential to strike back. What is this game? Is it like Dota 2? This game, right here, Hammond, even though I know you're joking, is very similar. Very, very similar to Minecraft. I believe that's what the kids are playing these days. So yeah, it's basically Warhammer Minecraft. Ronan, the man, the myth, the legend, the god of war himself, has emerged in chat. What's up, champ? Hope you're doing good today. You've made it in time here for the second semi-final. Your boy, your clanmate, Pugnabon, doing... actually, no, Ronan, you're ODM now, right? Was that Dacta? No, Dacta left Ronan instead, I think. Oh my god, I get so confused. So many people with so many clans. I think Ronan's still XMT. He must be. He's the boy. And then Dacta's ODM now. Okay, don't worry. I've confused myself and then sorted out the problem. Is that a skankin? It's more like Skyrim meets Tetris. Ah, yes. We're a bit of chess involved. Actually, it's kind of a little bit chess-like. I've been playing a decent amount of chess recently. It's been good fun. I'm garbage and terrible. Sons of the Mountain screams Grombrindle trying to rally the troops. And Dr. Jellyfish coming in with the Beastman. Let's have a look at his build first. The challenger here. He's on the back ropes in this best of 3. 1-0 down, but certainly has a lot of punch left in him. And he's gone for a big, juicy vanguard. We have Ungors spearheads dotted all the way along the Black Horn Ravengers, who actually look really quite cool. They look really ferocious. Look at this guy in his mask. He's just raring to go and start decapitating foes in the name of all of the dark gods. We have some Ungor Raiders backing them up. Looks like 2 units of the Sneaky Boyos. A load of Chaos Warhounds. We do have double Tuskor Chariot, which is the limit. Is it 2 Tuskor Chariots or 1? Yeah, 2. 2 Tuskor Chariots, which of course is the limit at the moment in Torment rules. They are very powerful. We have Centaurs as well, guarding the flanks. A Brave Shaman of Wild on the beautiful little Tuskor mount. I really like... I know this with the Archmage. Not the Archmage, the Great Brave Shaman. They kind of change the colour scheme and stuff as they go. Much like the Archmages for the High Elves. He's coming in with Vile Tide and a Brave Scream. Pretty good spells all round. We do indeed have the Butchers of Kalkengard, which always remind me of The Witcher, just because he's the Butcher of Blaviken, so it kind of reminds me. And they're rolling dirty alongside Morga the Shadowgave. He often gets overlooked and forgotten about, but I think he's still very, very powerful. For the Skaven, it is a nice defensive kind of rush build. There is like no range here, which is I think is really smart by Pugnabon. Just bring like 1 range or no range, because the Beastmen are going to swarm you, and you don't have to worry about it, because you have no back line. Skaven Slaves will be absorbing the initial charge. We then have triple Storm Vermin. This is the second time we're seeing Storm Vermin heavily used today, which is really exciting, because you never got to see Storm Vermin in action before. We have Rat Ogres backing them up on the flanks. A Eshin Triad unit hidden with double assassins in the central core, alongside a Grey Seal of Plague, no doubt coming in with some summons. Yep, we have Vermintide, as well as the dreaded 13th spell. Good stuff indeed. We have Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers in the back, and some more Skaven Slaves. I'm actually a big fan of this build by Pugnabon. I think it's really quite cool. The assassins no doubt have Rival Hide Talisman, or whatever it's called. Let's have a little double look. Rival Hide Talisman. Oh my god, we got it right. It's a miracle. They have that. That's minus 40 melee attack for a long time. So going for a defensive box like this, you stack that on the Storm Vermin. These Ungors will just do 0 damage. And the Chariots could be a problem, though. The Rat Ogres are going to have to really counterpunch the Chariots quite badly. So there is some Wolf Rats as well who are lurking in the forest, looking to just get the jump on any enemy range and kind of come in for cycle charge in the back and so forth. One unit's been found out. The Chaos Warhounds will beat it back. There's still one lurking in the trees and hidden, at least at the moment. And the front lines are about to clash. It looks like the Skaven Slaves are actually going to pull back here, allowing the Storm Vermin to get in a charge. And they go for the brutal slaughter. Rival High Talisman, and the first one has been popped here. Going to lower the effectiveness of a lot of these units here. Minus 40 melee attack is no joke. The first Scorch is going to come down, and bye-bye Ungor Raiders. That does some, or Ungor Herds I should say, really good damage right there. Centaurs have, wait, where are the Centaurs? No, Centaurs still floating around the back. Tuskors have are now engaged with Rat Ogres, and it's going terrible for them. They have 0 melee attack right now, and the Rat Ogres are a good counter-punch unit for them. There are some range shots coming in, going after the Greys here, but it looks like Stormvermin are actually going to push all the way through and beat back the Ungor Raiders. The Butchers of Kalvengard have got involved now, and the Skaven unfortunately have kind of been separated into multiple different sides, and that's really bad news for them. A really beautiful Overcast Viletide goes down, eviscerating Eshin Triads, Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, and the fight is kind of happening in all different directions now. We do have a Storm Vermin Summon come down, and that is a really lovely spell right there. Look at the damage. It broke 3 units with the explosion. Tuskor Chariots trying their best, but Rat Ogres counter-punching quite nicely. Looks like the second rival High Talisman has indeed gone down. Morga has been hit by an Assassin's Trophy, and it looks like the Assassin is trying to kill him, but he is very tanky. And we have Chaos Spawn Summons now, so the Skaven need to make sure not to overextend away from their troops. In fact, we have both Chaos Spawn Summons in action right now, surrounding the leadership core here of the Skaven forces. Looks like Brave Shaman is doing some shenanigans, casting spells and blowing up troops left, right and centre. Stormvermin though are dishing out the pain, and it looks like the Tuskor Chariots have been dealt with by the Rat Ogres. Now, if the characters of the Skaven can survive the onslaught of Chaos Spawn, I think they're in a very dominant position right now, but it's looking a little bit scary as well. Looks like some of the Storm Vermin are about to explode here in glorious carnage, doing some lovely work. Man, the British Shaman is up to 94 kills. Impressive stuff indeed. Morgan the Shadowgate, unfortunately, is engaged right now with double assassin. It looks like he may well be getting sniped. Ungor Raiders are being finished off, and the spawns are starting to disappear. Tuskor Chariots are on the prowl once more. Rat Ogres, though, going to counter-punch them and do some good work driving them away. The Beastmen starting to look really rocky right now with their leader going down like this, and the Chaos Spawn Summons are nearly disappearing. Though they still have the Brave Shaman as well as the Butchers of Kalvengard, who can slaughter so many enemy troops. A lovely Brave Scream comes in as well. Dr. Jellyfish has done some top tier play today with his spellcaster, but the Rat Ogres looking relatively strong still. It's a very close game. Balance power is slightly Beastmen favoured, as the Clan Rat Summons will be disappearing relatively soon. And it's looking very close. I mean, Morga is going to probably be getting killed here. The double Butchers, though, is a very scary foe. If the Rat Ogres fight them alongside the Greys here, maybe they'll be able to drag them down, but there is Tuskor Chariots still nearby, and the Assassins are kind of getting bullied at the moment. If Morgas are enabled to come back, that's going to be very scary indeed. It looks like a lot of Beastmen forces are starting to rally, as well as the Skaven forces in the distance. Both players need to ensure they drag those guys back into the action where possible. It looks like we are going to be seeing a Clan Rat summon. Good micro by Pagnabon to summon that and then drag the enemy through it where possible, and at least pin these guys in place if he can. The Assassin is on the way as well. Once the Assassin's here, Grayseer probably wants to stand and fight to pin in the Brave Shaman and allow the Assassin to actually slaughter the Shaman in hand-to-hand combat. We have Skaven Slaves fighting here alongside the Clan of Vulcan Tail Slashers up against the Blackhorn Ravengers, who are about to receive a rather nasty poke in the bum. And it looks like, yeah, the Blackhorn Ravengers are unfortunately going to get deleted here. Brave Shaman is whirling and twirling his chariot back around, whipping those beasts to go faster, and is going to engage here with the Grazier, who turns to fight this as the Assassin is nearby. Like to see an Assassin's Trophy come down as well to debuff this mad lad. In the distance, though, Beastmen have managed to rally and bring up the Shadowgate back into action. One Assassin has been dealt with. The Butchers of Kalvengard may be a foe too strong for the Skaven to overcome. I'm not sure. It's very close. Brave Shaman's fallen back at this point. Assassin can't catch him. Maybe if the Wolf Raptor with poison can kind of slow him down, he'll be able to get in there and do some good work. This could come down to the fact, does Pugnabon have enough Winds of Magic to overcast the Dread 13 spell, get those Halberd units in here to deal with the Butchers? Kez Warhounds are trying to rally their own troops and also might pop on top of this Assassin. If they can get both Warhounds and the Brave Shaman on him, they can finish him. But the Assassin pops Concealment Bombs instead and decides to fall back. Being a very close game. Balance power is very heavy though in favour of the Beastmen at the moment, and Dr. Jellyfish, the Butchers of Kalengard, going to be regenerating this entire time, and they've only lost one model. Likewise, Morgor the Shadowglaive is regenerating, so the longer the game goes on, the better for the forces of the Beastmen. Brave Shaman's falling back as well. The Hounds simply trying to hunt down the Skaven Slaves over here. They have shattered them now, though, so the rest of the army will start to have to move up, although Ungor Raiders and Ungor Herds are pushing the Ratogos over on the far side. Like the guys were just saying, not GG, but good luck, have fun, all that good standard stuff. Torx has arrived, my boy! Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. You've got some of your smaller king in action today. The Butchers of Kalengard are here. Unfortunately, Morgor the Shadowglaive is leading the army. Torx must be busy elsewhere, slaughtering his enemies and doing more important business. Ungor Raiders are going to start falling back now as the Beastmen do start to approach here. Likewise, the Skaven trying to get into a decent position. Arcane Conduit has gone down for the Greyseer. Dreaded 13 spell is going to be needed, I think, here if the Skaven want any chance of dragging this throughout. It's going to be close. Halberd is normal cast? Oh, okay, cool. That's so weird. I swear Halberds are like more useful than the basic one, so why would you give Overcast? Oh, who knows? I guess it depends on the situation, right? So, it looks like the Ratogos are already wavering just by the approach of the Butchers of Kalengard, who are up to 69 kills. Going to leave that one in the air for you guys to do a pan about if you would like. We are going to see another lovely little spell come down, but I hear the bells tolling, but it is only a clan rat summon. But, I mean, the Beastmen forces are just breaking here. Oh no! They kind of got caught up. The Butchers are fighting away from all their chaff. These guys need to be on top of this, helping out and dishing out the damage. Lovely Scorch goes down on the Ungor Raiders, and maybe I spoke too soon. I mean, all of the Beastmen forces are basically running, but likewise, the Skaven forces are also fleeing for their life, and the Butchers are still coming in very strong now. And the Morgor the Shadowglaive is simply going to kite back away from the Assassin. The more this happens, the better chance the Butchers have to kill the Greyseer, who just has no summons left in the bank. All the Skaven forces broke, a load of the Beastmen ones did as well. Morgor may die here, and that could cause disaster and terror in the ranks of the Beastmen forces. Down to just 700 HP. There's still 11 Butchers though, that is so scary. The Brave Shaman may be able to come back here. He's at negative 20 leadership though, so it is doubtful. There's still some Ungor Raiders as well as Ungor Spear Herds left. And we do have some Storm Vermin of Pugnabon returning to the fray. We are going to see a summon, but it is unfortunately just clan rats. Greyseer is currently terrified, I do not blame him. And he is dead. That negative to leadership going to be huge on the forces of the Skaven. The Assassin has his work cut out. He's going to have to assassinate quite a few Minotaurs here. He does have some chaff support, however. The Storm Vermin rallying doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And I think this is going to go to a decided game with Dr. Jellyfish scrapping back, punching left, right, and centre to try his claw his way into the game. Army Losses kicks in, and Pugnabon does full. Hell yes, ma'am. Hell yes. We're going to yet another game. Giggity Goo, says CJ. I don't know what that's about, but hell yeah, I suppose. That was awesome. That was awesome. Yes, Torx always more important than Morgor. It's true, man. It's true. Oh, it's the same spell, you just change it? Oh, okay, fair. Anyway, well played to Pugnabon. Probably a really good display then, a really good fight. Just at the end, it came down to the fact he could not deal with the Butchers of Kalengard. I mean, 1.3k damage value on a Greyseer and 186 kills is pretty impressive, considering he used all his magic for the most part to summon. Assassin's 840 and 1,330 damage value is really good work there. Skaven Slaves, of course, are simply bred to die, likewise the Clan Rats. Unfortunately, the Edging Triads got just absolutely slaughtered by that Brave Shaman, who was used masterfully by Dr. Jellyfish. Easily the MVP for me. Some of them did pretty good. 620, 1,157, and 875 damage apiece. Wolf Rats as well as the Rat Ogres struggled for the most part, apart from this one unit, 105 kills and 1,000 damage value. For Dr. Jellyfish, though, Morga the Shadow Gave did nothing but survive, and that was his main task today. Also, those summons were quite nice. And, yeah. Oh my god. Brave Shaman of Wild, 2,176 damage value, over 20k damage dealt, and 197 kills. A real MVP for sure. The Ungors didn't do too much damage value across the board. Neither did the Raiders, unfortunately. Centaurs, though, a bit better. Just shy of 900 damage value, and 530 with 246 kills. Good work chasing down the enemy there. Tuskor Chariots didn't do much, unfortunately. 300 and 500 damage value apiece. 196 kills and 61 on the Warhounds. Good at just chasing down enemy units. 2,000 damage value. 120 kills. Over 12k damage dealt on the Butchers of Kalkengard. And they were basically still full health at the end. Only losing one model. Up next, we shall be moving to Schosterhafen. GG's. So, Dr. Jelly picks 3 and then bans. Cool, cool. Why take the Regiment Renowned Minotaurs? They do have regeneration, which is very nice. Regen's very good. I believe, yeah, they cause terror, right? It's a fun matchup. It can really be tough. A battle on the back of Minotaurs, as it should be. Agreed. Everyone's saying GG. Mark, I was trying to use your cool little thing you did today. Well, that was kind of underselling it. Mark's on a really badass overlay that I'm going to be trying to use in future tournaments. You can update it on the screen. It's really cool. But I was struggling to use it, man. I didn't know how to use it. So, fortunately, we're not using it today. But hopefully next week. I am trying to get it in action. Yeah. Terror and regen. And I mean just better stats in general, right? Because they're gold chevroned. Schosterhafen is a big open map. Dr. Jellyfish still has some of his favourite factions in the bank. I would like to see some Dowie play, but we'll have to wait and see to see if it does get brought here. And then we have the best of 5 finals, so still plenty more action to come here. That's some nice water right there. Yeah, Pebbles can wear anything down, really. Over time. Over time, of course. But yeah, looks like we've got a lot of people watching. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. If you are, smash that thumbs up button, yell quack at me, and all that good stuff. No worries, I already uploaded a basic tutorial on how to use it. Hope it helps. Awesome, I will check it out over the next few days and try and use it on Tuesday's stream because it would be really useful for that. Tuesday's stream, if it happens, is going to be maybe my longest stream ever, I'm not sure. Cool, looks like he's just considering what he's going to be doing. What factions would you guys like to see? What factions would you guys like to see here? I want Dwarf and Dwarf action, personally. I want Dwarfs fighting Dwarfs. What's up, Stephen Gray? Quack, quack. How's it doing, champ? You've made it in time for the final game of the second semi-final. After this one has been won, it will be a best-of-5 final. So still plenty of stuff. It will not be a 24-hour stream, I'm afraid. Hopefully if it does go through, I'm having a really exciting kind of celebratory stream on Tuesday. DBD, Chance Petersborough. Sons of the Mountain, Chance Grombrindle as well in his best dwarfish accent. People asking for VC Mirror. I would probably cry if that happened, if I'm being real. Taurox versus anyone. Well, Pugnaborn can bring Taurox here. He could go Beastmen. But Dr. Jellyfish, of course, can no longer bring Beastmen, sadly. Did I update the scoreboard? I did not. So let's do that now while we can. It is a 1-0. Let me check Discord, make sure we have no questions from the players. Looks like we're all good. Gonna double check the stream strength. Looks like we're running really good so far. Stream strength 100%. Awesome, awesome stuff. Cool. Let us hop back in. Boop. And here we are. That's just mean, Jeremy. That's mean. Wood Elves is actually pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting, Ronan. I like Wood Elf. A load of Wild Riders, a load of Dryads, or Eternal God, I think are better there. And a load of Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Shards. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I think it was Tank or Krablin who had a really good build for it, though, which included an Ancient Tree Man, which is a lord you don't get to see terribly often. Who's going to win? Yeah, who's going to win? When they've picked their matchups, I'll do a little poll. We had a really fun stream, like a couple of weeks ago, where we did a clan war. Oh, not clan war, a faction war, sorry. And we, like, voted, like, before on who we thought were going to win. I think chat went 50-50 on the first stream, but in the finals, they did pretty good. They did pretty damn good. CJ's back in Jellyfish here. Benzo. Mirror matches are like the good guy wrestling his evil twin at the end of the movie. It's true. Some mirror matches are really fun. Some of them are really terrible. It just depends. It just depends. Hello, Philippe. How's it going? Hope you're all good. Very close games. That's what I want. I want close games. So, Jellyfish has picked dwarves. A little hype in chat there. We might get some dwarf actions. We got dwarfs, vampirates, greenskins, banning vampire counts. If I am Pugnabon, If I'm Pugnabon, has he already used his lizardmen? Can't remember what the first game was now. He does like his wood elves. Going wood elves here and banning dwarfs, maybe? I mean, you can really abuse dwarfs with wood elves, but it is a horrible game. But it is possible now. I think Wood Elves could be a good bet here. Greenskins can be tricky, but it's doable. Likewise, the Vampirates. I'll be interested to see what Pugnabon goes here. He might pick Dwarfs themselves. Yeah, he could go Dwarfs, actually, and ban Greenskins. That's what I would do. Dwarfs ban Greenskins. VP have a dreadful time into Dwarfs, but you may end up with a Dwarf Mirror. Luckily, I've actually got pretty good success rate in Dwarf Mirrors. Mainly because I borrowed, we'll say, the teachings of Grombrindle and the power of Giant Slayers and how amazing they are. I just realized the 5th Chevron is cheaper than the rest. That's really bizarre. Likewise, like, Longbeards, I don't know if it's still the same now, but they used to always be worth Chevroning up because they had, like, a better Chevron, like, their stats went up more or something than, like, any other unit and stuff. We could see dwarf action. I would go, personally, yeah, I would go dwarfs, ban greenskins, unless I had my lizardmen left, in which case I'd probably go lizardmen, ban VP. But, you know, that's just because I'm kind of used to playing them and stuff. VP is fine if you play like Anticity, this is true. But it is still a really rough matchup if the dwarf player knows what he's doing, I think, because they're just a better range. Just better. Check and build. No worries, Pugnabon. No worries whatsoever. I'm sure Human Boy is salivating at his at the mouth right now. Getting ready though to fight one of these legends. Hope you're feeling confident, Human Boy. I'm sure chat can give you some coaching. High Elves banning greenskins would also be great. Ooh. I mean, VP can be nasty. Mortals are a pain in the butt. In that situation, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that. High Elves banning VP could be a good shout. A very good shout. I don't know if Pugnabon plays High Elves though. Could go Empire ban Dowie. Yeah, I'd like that as well actually. It's a good shout, CJ. You definitely want to ban the Dowie there, but yeah, Greenskin's not too bad there. Get like Troll Handgunners maybe in a defensive box, Vault the Grim. There's options. He's got plenty of options, which obviously he needs to run through them. Oh, he is looking at High Elves, which is exciting stuff. Just going to quickly double check something. Go. Bam, and back into the game. I would love High Elves from Pugnabon. I really would. Could go Torx ban no one because Torx is best. He could do. If he went Torx sub faction, I'd be very impressed. We're getting High Elf game, guys. We're getting High Elves. Pokemon picks High Elves, bans Greenskins. We will most likely see Vampirates here. Because Bombers, Mortars, there's a lot of tools VP can bring. And I think it's a better matchup than bringing the Dowie, unfortunately. Dowie, though, can do it. It is certainly possible. I've seen Grombrindle go toe-to-toe with Tisty, High Elves v Dwarfs, and have, like, amazing games. So it is definitely doable. It is pretty tough, though. Hey, looks like I haven't missed that much. Well, welcome, awesome play. Love the name. You've made it in time for the end of the second semi-final. So it is currently 1-1 between Pugglebon and Dr. Jellyfish. And then we're going to be moving on to the finals. So I'm very excited. Yeah, Solostro and 2 Crabs might not be the worst shout, because High Elves do tend to struggle with a lot of the big single entities here. Jellyfish is a VP main, by the way. Yeah, he plays a lot of VP. He plays a lot of, I've seen him play a lot of Lizardmen before in the past, and Dwarfs, but he seems to be quite flexible there. Yeah, it seems like VP might be his main faction. Yeah, Torx in chat, what's your opinion on the latest DLC? I would be rather keen to hear. Woo Elves, woo? Yeah, we get to see High Elves. A little sad we didn't get to see Pokemons Wood Elves. There's a few players I really love watching their Wood Elf play, like Pokemon, Dacta, Ronin. It's really exciting Wood Elf play, the way they tend to play it. And I love to see it in tournaments and top tier. I've been playing a lot of Wood Elves recently, actually. I was quite inspired by Park Maps games yesterday, live on stream. He played an amazing game up against King of the Dead's Tomb King, so I played a lot of Wood Elves. You are going to see some Wood Elf replays coming out. I think I dropped one today, actually, up against Bretonia, which was good fun. Dowie. We get the best of both worlds, guys. We get to see High Elves in tournament action and Dwarfs. Kazook! Right, it's time. It's time. Let me hop back over to the stream. And, almost accidentally ended the stream. Let's create a poll. Who will win? We have Dwarfs. And we have High Elves. Jeremy's upset. We made it 4 games without Elves, but we couldn't make it 5. Yeah, he's going Dwarfs. High Elves v Dwarfs. It's a big map as well. It's a big map. So the poll is up. Who you guys will think will win, Dwarfs or High Elves? Be really interested to see what you guys think. Rip Jelly, says Captellus. Hammerer spam. Hammers, I think, might be a tiny bit underwhelming at the moment. I'm not sure their splash attacks are working as intended. Jelly is a legend. It's true. I've seen this one though, Nick. Like, yeah, it's not good for the Dwarfs. Yeah, I agree. White Line's very powerful. Bolt Throws are very powerful. But I've seen Grombrindle pull this out of the bag. Then again, he is like the best, or him, Eumenes are probably, off the top of my head, like 2 of the best Dwarf players in the game. So, you know, they can kind of do everything in every matchup to a point. Yeah, this is the War of Vengeance, War of the Beard, whichever one you like to call it. Which, historically, I believe the Dowie did win, though it kind of crippled both empires quite badly. Obviously, the High Elves were fighting, I think, secretly on 2 fronts, though, going up against the Dark Elves as well. Yeah, exactly. Jellyfish is Sons of the Mountain, so do not count out a Dwarf player who plays for Sons of the Mountain. They're a really cool clan, a really friendly group of players. I believe they are a mainly Polish clan, kind of based in Poland. And of course, as the name would refer to, they tend to be big fans of Dwarfs. Yeah, I think the Hammer splash attacks might do a little bit of damage to themselves. I've still seen them perform really well. Peak Gate Guard don't have that problem, so I'm assuming it's... I don't know why it's happening. Peak Gate Guard seem to be fine right now. So I wouldn't mind seeing them here. You could see something like Ironbreakers, Regiment Renowned Ironbreakers, Hammerers, doubled gold chevron cannons, Thorgrim, like go real elite and tight, can actually do pretty good damage up against the High Elves if you find a way to pressure the archers. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Looks like these lads are ready. I mean, the Dwarfs do have big improvements, I think, with Thoric Ironbrow in general, and going wide of Dwarfs is always good in so many matchups, particularly because of his Rune of Doom, which gives that extra melee attack and all that glorious stuff. Dowie will spank the Elgi any day, says Kelligar. I know what this young dwarf will play. Looks like Dr. Jellyfish has planned for this. Hey, Rubber Ducky, are you from Great Britain? I am indeed. I am British. Oh, they waited till the war was over. That's very smart. They instigated the war, didn't they? They kind of dressed up and attacked dwarfs, and then the dwarfs were like, hey, what's going on? And the elves were like, blah! We won't mention the Dark Elves because we're too prideful. And then a war happened, which crippled them both, which is great. Like, if only they could swallow their pride. But I guess, all the factions have their pros and cons, and the elves are prideful. I guess that's their sin, right? Yeah, I think they did get a little bit hammered. Their king died, in fact, I believe, to the Dowie High King. But anyway, back into the glorious action, and we do have a bucket ton of white lines, as to be expected, dotted across the front line. AP, very good at cleaving dwarfs asunder, getting through that armor. We have a load of archers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Lothran Seaguard. This is very interesting. Maybe he just went for cheap archers, and he kind of maxed out the archers, so he brought these guys. They're not even shielded, which is so rare to see Lothran Seaguard not shielded. They've got pretty cool models, actually. I like the spears on their back. Kind of an epic style there. So a load of range, AP front line. We do, of course, have line chariots of Krace. Just the one unit, though, I think, which is relatively small, but only one is needed, I suppose. We have a Mage of Life to heal them up, Regrowth and Earthblood, and we have Alephanar to bring the pain. Surprised there's no Plague of Rust caster with so many archers, particularly not particularly great AP archers at that, but that's certainly going to do some good work. For the first forces here of Dr. Jellyfish, we have Longbeards with great weapons in the front line, backed up by Ironbreakers, triple Ironbreakers, including the Regiment Renown. Longbeards across the front line, no Grumbling Guards, sadly, they're a unit I really love. We have triple Thunderers, we have one unit of Slayers, and we have Thoric Ironbrow coming in with 4 runes, I believe. So he's coming in with the Rune of Doom, of course. Rune of Wrath and Ruin, Rune of Speed, and Rune of Slowness. Very powerful stuff here. Look at the Norlands Ironbreakers, how cool they are with their red colour scheme. I like that it looks like a little bit like dented and stuff and scratched, as if they've actually been scrapping it out and fighting. Interesting builds. The archers may cause huge problems, though. Rune of Doom will actually probably enable the Longbeards with great weapons to beat the White Lions. I'm not certain on that, but it's kind of like when people bring Imric to use their horn to allow White Lions to cleave through the enemy. The Archer Corps is going to be a big struggle for the Dwarfs. That's going to come down to, can he force back the Archers? Because, yeah, they don't have the greatest AP, but that is so much bow fight, it will eventually whittle these guys down. We have Alephanar, probably my favourite High Elf. Actually, definitely my favourite High Elf. Has a really cool book, by the way. I believe Neil Gaiman wrote it. I actually have the first chapter of it up on the channel somewhere, hidden in the depths from when I, a long time ago, did the first chapter as a voice recording. But yeah, he's very cool. Very edgy elf, but certainly knows how to bring the pain. Come on, Dowie, screams Petersborough. What's up, Caradoc? How's it going, champion? Yeah, I can see some High Elves in action, which is pretty damn exciting. Hopefully we'll get you into the next one. Warhammer Online, Return of the Reckoning, look it up. I've heard good things about that. I've heard very good things about that. I was just talking to Lord Mozer Sotek about it. I was tempted to join, because I've been wanting to try out one of those games for a while. But often a lot of them, like a lot of the big ones, take subscriptions. I'm not really about that. At least not at the moment, until I'm more like financially secure, and then maybe. But yeah, Warhammer Online, I believe, is a online MMORPG, which is run by fans at the moment. Still seems to be pretty popular. So the elves are simply going to fall back here and kite. They do need to be attacking with stuff, though, I'm afraid. They can reposition a little bit on top of the hill. Alephanar does not count as attacking, because he is an artillery piece, basically. But it looks like he is just going to reposition, take the high ground, and then start twiddling his thumbs and shooting down at the enemies where possible. And, yeah, trying to get it good. Dwarfs are very slow advance right now. I'll have to double check this afterwards, but I'm pretty sure Alephanar does not count as attacking whatsoever. Can anyone confirm that in chat to me? I do not believe Alephanar counts as attacking. Not elves are edgy. Some have... Yeah, some are edgy, some are not edgy. It looks like Hives are falling back here to the edge of the map, just trying to hide for now. Continue to reposition, trying to get the high ground where possible. They've rained quite a lot of fire down on Thoric Ironbrow from long range. I mean, he is relatively tanky there, and another missile does go wide by Alphanar. Lothar and Seaguard are shooting shots in now, aiming at those Longbeards with great weapons, looking to try to drag them down, and they can certainly do some pretty decent damage to them. My god, that's a lot of damage actually. These are not the shielded variety, which is going to cause quite big problems, I think, for the Dwarf player. We do have the Ironbreakers, however, who'll be much better at absorbing those charges. Line Chariots take an absolute pounding from the Thunderers on the approach. Dwarf Longbeards, though, are forced back, and they've turned their back on the enemy. They're going to be taking so much damage right now from the Archer line. Ironbreakers try to cope with some shots in, but good micromanagement by Pugnabon, falling back with the white lines, avoiding the initial damage from the Ironbreakers. I think actually pushing forward with the Ironbreakers, getting the blasting charges on the Lothar and Seaguard is going to be the way forward. Aleph counts as attacking? Okay, good news, good news. Pugnabon's not the one to try to do something like that anyway. For some reason I thought he didn't count, but who knows. Longbeards do engage with the white lines there. Thunderers unleashing hell upon the Lothar and Seaguard right now. We did get some blasting charges on the back. That's really good play by Dr. Jellyfish right there. And we are going to ruin the slowness down on the line chariots. Thunderers need to line up their shots now and really start to drag them to pieces. Slayers are on the approach. These are not the regiment renowned, though, so they do not have the slow. Line chariots need to be killed, and they need to be killed now. And it looks like that's just what Dr. Jellyfish has in mind. Dragging them down to about half HP right now. Ironbreakers doing okay up against the White Lions, simply due to the big old buffs they're getting right now. But this is a lot of archers coming in. Thunderers firing down the flank of the White Lions. Ironbreakers are going to be launching some blasting charges in onto the archers, down to half HP of one volley. Should be enough to probably break them and force them back. Longbeards and Ironbreakers rotating around into the back line, but the line chariots survive, and that's really good news for the Elvish forces. Very close game. Dwarfs winning the right flank, losing at the left-hand side, however, and the Thunderers are on the retreat. There was nothing kept in reserve, and now two units of Thunderers are about to be compromised. Line chariots taking that chance to push in. We are actually going to see a Rune of Wrath and Ruin. You don't get to see it go down terribly often. Doing some pretty solid damage, actually, to the Lothar and Seaguard. Thoric Ironbrow pushing in to the enemy range there, trying to overwhelm them. Ironbreakers raising their mighty Dwarvish shields, 125 armor, bronze shields, trying to hold the line here. Chariots do seem to be going down. They're not looking too healthy right now. Thunderers are in a pretty bad situation where they're being chased down by White Lions and moved into really dangerous slots, but the Dwarfs are doing a pretty good job so far. Ironbreakers need to use their blasting charges on these archers to drive them away, and I'm assuming that's just what they have in mind. And Thoric Ironbrow is surrounded by the algae. He's doing a pretty good job though, up to only 7 kills, but taking a lot of damage, which is quite key here. Ironbreakers seem to be lining up their blasting charges into the White Lines instead, which is an okay idea. It will save Thoric, but I really think going for the archers has done much more damage, and the archers are going to be the problem for this build because they can kite full back and do all that good stuff. But the Thunderers are really giving it to the enemy. Line chariots are running for their lives right now. Down to just one model, just shy of 400 HP. White Lions are really being slaughtered here. It's going to come down to, can these archers be protected? Ironbreakers do switch their targets onto the archers there, which I think is the right play. Noglin's Ironbreakers, still healthy, are driving forward as well, and they have ammunition left. Rune of Speed goes down, Rune of Doom as well. Lothar and Seaguard, again, kind of pounded right now. The Dwarfs pushing with all of their might, and the Thunderers being online is huge. It looks like the White Lions were counter-shot. There is one chariot left. Thunderers are really reaping deadly havoc now, and the Dwarfs, I think, are in a pretty dominant position. The Ironbreakers are very healthy. Blasting charges clearing up the Lothar and Seaguard. Thoric just about surviving. He is taking quite a lot of damage. You can see the Mage of Life there miscasting because she was in the presence of a mighty Dwarf Runesmith. In the back, Longbeards are dishing out the damage to Lothar and Seaguard, who are trying to protect their brothers in arms. Balance power is Dwarf favoured right now. We do get an Earthblood go down, but it was on a regrowth this time on the Mage. But she's going to overcast for that as well, but it's going to be worth it, I think, at the end of the day. Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down once again. I've basically not seen this spell in action since it's changed, and it's done really good work so far. The Ironbreakers pushing, driving through to take down the enemy. Balance of power going more and more in the Dowie favour. Thunderers moving up to engage with the enemy. Thoric Ironbrow is in toe-to-toe combat with Alphanar, though Thoric is looking at danger low right now. Ironbreakers are supporting. Another Earthblood, Overcast this time, goes down. trying to support the white lines, and maybe if he can kill the dwarf leadership, he can kite with his archers and just whittle down the dwarfs from range. The fact triple Thunderers are alive is really bad news, though, for the mighty Pugnabon. There is some line chariots in the distance. One is, that can still bring the pain. If it can hold onto the Thunderers, it can shut them down and try to keep them busy and away from the main action. Longbeards continue to get aggressive here. Norglin's Ironbreaker's doing a good job as well, surrounding Alephanar. Slayer's going to push back onto Lothran Seaguard. Thorek Ironbrow just happy to be alive at the moment, I think, and the longer he stays alive, the better for the dwarfs. I mean, for obvious reasons, but also the more runes, and runes are going to be quite key here, I would think. Looks like we are going to be getting a regrowth go down on Alephanar. Again, a miscast from the mage as those Longbeards do drive her away. And that might be enough to break her, which would be really bad, as we are going to get a rune of speed going down on the Longbeards, up in their speed to a whopping 38. Major Life has 35, so they should be able to catch her and start to overwhelm her. Norglin Ironbreaker starting to push into the back line. Pugnabon scrapping. He's such a good player, man, to like scrap into this late game and try to drag it out. Ironbreakers, though, might be too much. The Rune of Doom is upon them, and the elves are having to fall back. Ammunition starting to look pretty dry, unfortunately. However, the Thunderers are very healthy. Now, will the Thunderers notice this Lion Chariot in the distance? If they turn and together fight as one, they can easily annihilate this Finn, but left untamed like this, it's actually going to be getting pretty good free reign into the Thunderers, who have whipped out their axes here, and that pesky chariot can easily dispatch a unit by itself. And if he hops on top of all these Thunderers without Dr. Jellyfish noticing, that would be a disaster for the dwarves, who at the moment are in a very dominant position. Another Earthblood does go down, trying to keep the Lothran Seaguard fighting. The dwarfs are looking very tired right now, very tired and sleepy. Norglin's Ironbreakers, though, are pretty healthy, 47 models. That's what's going really good for them, but you can see Longbeard's really starting to look very tame, and there is still 34 white lines, but Pugnabon decides to bow out, and the dwarfs were victorious. Dwarfs overcoming the High Elves. Well played to Pugnabon. You had a fantastic tournament. Going out to Dr. Jellyfish is no shame whatsoever. A very talented player. You did XMT very proud today. I was very impressed with Pugnabon all tournament, actually. But unfortunately for him, he will be bowing out, and that was a reverse sweep. Pugnabon taking game one. Jellyfish fighting back, though. A wonderful display with his dwarfs. He will now be taking on one of the best Skaven mains around, however. So, dwarfs v Skaven, anyone? He's taking down High Elves. He'll be happy to take on the Skaven, I'm sure. Alephanar, over 2,000 damage value and 43 kills. Hats off to Pugnabon there. He did some good work with my favourite Elvish Lord. The Mage of Life did some good healing as well. White Lions, though, struggled. 400, 400, 800, 589 and 700 damage value. Most of them not paying for yourselves. Now, White Line front lines used to be very, very good. They're still decent, but Rune of Doom with Great Weapon Longbeards can actually out-trade them, and that is certainly something to note. Archers, 470 damage value, 300, 400, 350, 320. Seaguard, only 310, 400, 400, and 322. 638 damage value on the line. Chariots, the range, not really, unfortunately, being able to bring it back. Although, my god, the dwarfs were looking knackered. The dwarfs were looking so tired towards the end. But just about Pugnabon got overwhelmed. And Thorek Ironbrow, 1,844 damage value. Doing some good work there. Longbeards in the front line, 600 damage value, 670, 440 and 200 there. 740 on the Slayers, not too bad. Ironbreakers performed amazing. Amazing. 1,700 damage value. 152 kills, 12k damage value. 1,000 damage value, 1,700 on the Regiment Renown. Thunderers, 530, 964, and 839. Really good play by Dr. Jellyfish to keep those guys alive as long as he did. And in the action at the end, they really helped punish the Chariots. But well played to both these champs, man. That was an awesome set of games. But up next, Human Boy Yes Yes shall be taking on the Jellyfish Meister himself. And we are going to be going to Pillar of Bone. Hello. Top bracket, picks and bans. Map is Pillar of Bone, followed by Karak, Asgul, Iron, sand, desert. Battle of Itza and Eshin. Cool stuff. The Bone Zone, baby. Yeah, we're there. We're here. It's the finals. I'm very excited. Talks is giving some rather wise knowledge there too, Pokemon. Let us very quickly end that poll, which was going. I see people still voting in the poll after the score, but it looks like more people were rooting for the High Elves. Were rooting for the High Elves, or at least thought they were going to be victorious there. 52% said High Elves, 47% said Dwarfs. I feel like Pillar of Bone is just an insult to jellyfish. Oh my god, that's true. That's true. We should have thought about this. The implications, we should have thought about them beforehand. What up, dude? Hello, hello. So, top bracket, will pick and ban, which I believe is Dr. Jellyfish. Yeah, so he's going Lizardmen. Yes, more dino action. I know we've seen a lot today, but you can never get enough of dinos riding dinos. Banning Skaven and Beastmen once more. I think, did he lose the first game against Pugnabon with Lizardmen, though? I can't remember. My memory is very duck-like, particularly when streaming. Like, I just turned to mush. I don't know if anyone could see how long we've been streaming for. But, like, by, like, the 2-hour mark, my brain just goes blah, blah, blah. Also, guys, there's a link down below to my Discord. Where there is actually a few people watching in one of the voice chats. If you want to chat with people whilst watching, you can do that as well. For Poland, that is a fantastic meme. I absolutely love it, the one you sent in about Aragon and King Theoden. Fun fact, Aragon's one of my favourites, but King Theoden is actually my favourite character in Lord of the Rings. I think he has a really cool arc. Carried with the dowry like a true son of the mountain. Yeah, he went hard. He went hard. Let's update the boards now as well, while I think about it. So, that was a very tight, very close 2-1 victory to Dr. Jellyfish, who's playing absolutely out of his skin today, doing really good work. And Pugnabon, unfortunately, we are saying goodbye to. Very sad we didn't get to see Pugnabon's Wood Elves, but I'm sure he'll be back in good strength as well, man. He played a good tournament, and when Pugnabon's around, you know you're going to get good games. And on the left-hand side, we have Human Boy. And let's shrink his name slightly so we can fit it in. And it looks like we are... Oh god, that jumps there for some reason. We are good to go. Ready to rumble when these boys are. So, Human Boy's gone Vampirates. Pillar map, Pillar Bone's a relatively medium-sized map. You can rush on it. And Dr. Jellyfish, I can basically predict his build already. It's going to be very wide. Look out, dwarfs are on the warpath. Oh no, Philip, are you abandoning us? No. Kazakit, ha! Thanks, this meme is epic. Oh, it's really cool. 2 hours and 12 minutes, says Jeremy. You've been here since the start, man. I applaud you, good sir. I applaud you. Hope you guys are enjoying. You guys really do make streaming... Like, streaming is, obviously it takes a lot more out of you than making videos, but it's just worth it to chill out with you guys. Get to see you guys in person. So I hope you've been enjoying the content. Lots of exciting stuff planned in the future. Top secret event as well planned. Ooh, top secret. That won't be coming for months yet though, but I'm excited. Got lots in the work. Lots in the work. And it's just cool to see us growing. I was having a chat actually earlier on in our Discord, link down below again, in the lore section. We're talking about Hobbit dwarfs and Hobbit elves versus like Lord of the Rings dwarfs and Lord of the Rings elves. Because I really like the elves in Lord of the Rings. I think they're very cool. The ones who came to help with the Battle Helm's Deep. I liked, oh my god, I've forgotten his name. Haladir, I believe. He was a cool little character. Legolas is a badass as well. Elrond, come on. Crazy Lady as well, Galadriel. I really like the elves in that. But in The Hobbit, it like flips completely. We don't really get to see dwarfs in Lord of the Rings apart from Gimli. Gimli's great, of course. But in The Hobbit, the dwarvish army, like the general pack of dwarfs, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I know they're doing a lot for comic relief, and it was more of a aimed at like kind of younger audience, The Hobbit, as it is a children's book, whereas Lord of the Rings was kind of, you know, a bit more adult. But the armies, the Elvish army and the Dwarvish army. The Dwarvish army was just so much cooler. It was just so much cooler than the elves. And I think it's got to be said. Fidden is quite a niche pick. I like it. He's really cool. And what's up, Les Grey? And Aloys. Lovely to have you here. GG says, Pungamon, man. You played great, dude. You'll be back in action in no time, I'm sure. Really cool games, dude. I'm also contemplating doing a one-build Battle Royale tournament again at some point. Torox definitely enjoys. I honestly want to know who Torox is. I don't know if it's someone new who just joined and decided to be Torox, or if, or is Torox, sorry, I should say, or if someone converted to Torox. Guess I missed all the fun again? No, Aloys, you made it just in time for the finals. For the finals. Yeah, like the Dwarf Army at the end, right, Zach? Like, I like elves as well, but like, the Twirly Whirlies, Goat Cavalry, their lord was so much cooler than Fiandriel, which I think, apparently he was a little bit like made out to be more of a bad guy than he was in the books. Yeah, I like the Warhammer twist as well on like the Tolkien-esque races, which I mean Tolkien's races are a lot based on Norse mythology races as well. So we do talk about Tolkien being like one of the kind of grandfathers, I suppose, of fantasy literature and the fantasy genre as a whole, which he certainly is. But it's almost like Warhammer did what he did to Norse mythology, where he took a load of stuff and changed it and created his own world. Yeah, big fan of Tolkien's work. And George R. R. Martin's, actually. I really did like Game of Thrones. I know the series went downhill a bit towards the end, which I still enjoyed. It wasn't as bad as everyone said. But you can tell when they passed George R. R. Martin's writing. I believe I read 3 of the Game of Thrones books, but I got burnt out after that. And currently reading the Last Kingdom books, which I would super highly recommend to everyone. It's also a fantastic TV show, which has 1 season left in it. It won't quite make it to the end of the books. But I think they've got a pretty good ending, really. It's pretty, like, snappy TV show as well. You won't get bored in it at all. Because they do 2 books for every season. It's only 10-episode seasons. I'm going to rewatch it soon. It's so good. It's so good. Taurus does not fly into space. I haven't really seen his, do the Gorbel. Moo, screams Torox. Yeah, 10-year wait, no wins. I mean, you know, it's a complicated book. I don't mind him taking his time, as long as it comes out. I know he's a relatively elderly gentleman now, George R. R. Martin, so I hope he does get to finish his books. I really do. It'd be such a shame. It will be honestly, one of the biggest tragedies in, like, fantasy literature if Game of Thrones never gets its actual intended ending. You just finished Season 2, Sampire. It only gets better. So I think there's 4 seasons out now, and they're going to do a 5th one. So they're going to finish at the end of book 10. I'm currently on book 5? 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh my god, I'm on book 6. Oh my god, I'm nearly halfway through. That's kind of sad, because they're some of the best books I've read, and it's a really smart adaptation as well. So I'm catching up to the TV show with the books. So I was just reading through chat, guys. So Dutch Jellyfish is ready. Cool. No, I don't know if they were waiting for me and I was just distracted by chat there. If so, I apologise. What up, man? Good to catch a stream. It's been a while. I haven't been able to play lately. I was using a Shadow Cloud PC and they decided to double their subscription fee. Oh no! So you were like renting a laptop. That sucks, man. Hopefully you get back into action soon. We've missed you. Glad to have you around as always. Let's have a little sippy sip of the drink to keep us alive. So remember, guys, this is a best of 5. So you don't want to use necessarily all your best factions early. There's a bit of mind games because you want to get ahead. It's so nice. If you're like 2-0 up in a best of 5, there is so much pressure taken off you. But, you know, you don't want to run out of all your best factions and not have them for those clutch games at the end. It is going to be Human Boy, yes, with the Van Pirates, coming in with the standard double gunnery white. This is absolutely the meta right now. They have the really annoying Scabascarf, whatever you want to call it. It's a very powerful little magical tear effect there. Looks like they also have replenished ammo. Which I don't know why they bought replenished ammo. I guess maybe for the bombers, if they run out. But they got pretty decent amounts, but I guess it's pretty cheap. Might as well bring it. Nice defensive approach. We do have a load of polearms and deckhand mobs in the front line in a defensive shell, backed up by a bucket ton of bombers. 1, 2, 3, 4 bombers, in fact, flanked by more polearms. We do indeed have a zombie pirate gunnery mob handgunners, 2 of them in the back. We have double deck gunners and zombie pirate gunnery mob hand cannons. So a load of range. He needs to be very careful with this formation. If there were some stalkers behind him, this could be game over very quickly, because there's no warhounds to help protect the back line. For the forces of the Dr. Jellyfish's Dino Boys, we have Chameleon Stalkers being used in the front line once again. Chameleon Skinks as well in the front, just to help dish out the pain and damage. Some Stalkers are being used on the flank, and I really am a big advocate for Stalkers being used on the flank and in the rear. I think they're just a lot better there than the front line. I understand the thinking behind it. You can burst through the front line, but they're just so useful. Burst through the back line instead. It's normally squishier. We do have Oxyotl leading the army. I love Oxyotl. I like that the hype has calmed down a little bit. Everyone's like, he's OP and stuff. He's just a solid lord. A nice little inclusion. Very competitive, but not even the best lord, I wouldn't say, in the Lizardmen roster, but very good in this matchup. Golden Blowpipe, he has brought today, and Master Predator. We do have Red Crested Skinks, Skink cohorts dotted all the way along the back line, go nice and wide. Really like this from Jellyfish. He has a Skink Priest of Beasts and one of Heavens. So Harmonic Convergence, Wind Blast, and Flock of Doom. Very powerful stuff. And leading the army is, yeah, as we said, Oxyotl. So a load of blow darts are coming in now to the front line, looking just to burst through. So actually, yeah, the Stalkers soften these guys up. If the Chameleons, sorry, if then the Stalkers come in, yeah, they can just delete this front line very quickly. And it looks like that's just what's happening right now. The bombers are like, where's our protection? Where's our shields going? And we have a nice little summon in the front, though, by Human Boy to box in the Dino Boys. On the flanks, you can see the Stalkers have emerged, starting to apply some pressure to the polearms. Nothing on the right-hand side just yet. Stalkers trying to push in a lovely little Flock of Doom coming down on the deckhand mobs. It looks like, though, the Co of Sotek taking quite a bit of damage there from the Gunnery Whites, but the front line already has been eviscerated for the forces of VP. And look at this, so many units held tactically in reserve by Jellyfish. Red Crested Skinks, the Javelins waiting for that front line to be killed by the Javelins before streaming in to shut down the bombers. That is some beautiful play there by Dr. Jellyfish. Very impressed. Coming in, Stalkers on the left are being pinned in by the enemy. Skink cohorts are starting to push forward onto the bombers, and the majority of the guns are still alive and active, and they're really starting to dish out the damage now. Cove Sotek are very low. Skinks again eviscerated at all sides, so the Lizardmen need to continue their good work and continue to push and drive back the enemy. Those summons are going to be a little bit of a pain, however. Footnoculus is doing the dirty work, doing some good work. If you saw my recent video on the best legendary lord for each faction, I put him in there for Vampire Pirates, in fact, as he's just such a tanky pain in the butt, can come in with some really good summons as well. Colonel Sotek doing some good work, hunting down the handgunners where possible. Count Noculus, though, is starting to be sniped by Oxyotl, and he will certainly be one of the best tools in the Lizardmen roster for dealing with the Count. Looks like Skink Priest of Beast taking quite a few punches there, but still going alive and strong. Likewise is the other Skink Priest. The handgunners eventually going to be able to clear off the cohort of Sotek, you would think. We have more Red Crested Skinks going up and around to charge downhill into the deck gunners. They're a really pivotal unit to clear up. But the left-hand side isn't looking too bad for the undead forces. Only one unit of Chameleon Stalkers who are currently getting blown up by bombers, getting kind of dished out. And it looks like the VP is starting to settle down a little bit. Still also have their Gunnery Whites, I think, are both very healthy. Likewise is Count Noculus, and he has a lot of healing potential on him as well. So VP actually kind of turned this maybe slightly into their favour. What was an amazing good initial push by the Lizardmen. They've managed to stabilise this right-hand flank. However, there are Skinks coming back. If these Skinks can shut down the handgunners, the gunners, then the Dino Boys are going to be in a really solid, good position here. But at the moment, the Skinks really need to get super aggressive where possible. The Apollo Skink Priest is running for his life at the moment, away from Count Noculus. Gunnery White, so will be able to focus fire him down and dish out the dirt on him. Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob handgunners are trying to save the hand cannons where possible. They're doing a good job as well. Skink cohorts getting very low morale-wise, but a beautiful Flock of Doom comes in by the Jellyfish himself. That's going to clear out a load of this chaff right now. Count Noculus starting to feel the burn of Oxyotl, who does have Master Predator currently popped. Bombers are going down though, so the Lizardmen onslaught continues. Handgunners are being overwhelmed here in the back. Double gunnery whites though, as well as Count Noctilus, is a lot of value, and a lot of value is just in those guys. If they've got their abilities left to clear out the chaff, they could be a big nuisance to deal with. If we look at the Chameleon Skinks, a lot of them starting to run really low on ammunition. This one, however, still has a load, which is good news for them. And there is still some Javelins and Oxyotl, of course. Oxyotl has a disgusting amount of ammo at the start of the battle. I think it's like 55 volleys or something. And if it's just single entities left, it should hopefully, you would think, be able to pick them apart. Hand cannons still online. Stalkers trying to get in there and shut them down. One Skink Priest has been dealt with. The other one still is going strong though. Harmonic Convergence could be a nice little buff going down. It looks like one gunnery white is now the focus of attention. Oxyotl still has 32 rounds of ammunition left. The Skink Swarm is really overwhelming the enemy now. There is just no way for Human Boy to keep the hand cannons online. Skink Colt's coming back as well. It is simply going to come down to the Mighty Crabos and the Count himself. Strap yourselves in, guys, because this is going to be an absolute grind fest. It's going to be good fun. Black powder versus blowpipes. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. A lovely little cast once again by the gunnery whites, up to 81 kills as well as 41. Just holding the line, but the javelin pressure really is starting to be poured on quite thick now. And Oxyotl, again, 29 ammo is really no joke, and it looks like they're trying to focus down this one gunnery white, and it's doing a good job. He's starting to get near to the point of crumbling. The other gunnery white attempting to support here with his glorious little tear attack there, really wiping the floor with a lot of the beat up Lizardmen infantry. However, Reckless Skinks, one of the best units in the game in my humble little ducky opinion. Still 82 models left. They can really swarm, poison, and drag down a lot of these forces. Oxyotl trying his best to kill the gunnery whites, but Invocation Heck is healing up both of them, and in fact caught Count Noctilus as well. Lizardmen starting to grind to a bit of a halt here with their ammo being depleted as it is. Chameleon Skinks trying to get the best shots where possible in and grind down the enemy battle line. Oxyotl still so much ammo. I think the Lizardmen have this, but someone's coming down, grinding down Skinks, the Red Crescent Skinks. Ammo going down. Gunnery whites are generally going to be a big pain now. If they can clear out the majority of the ground chaff, they just need to hunt down Oxyotl and finish him off where possible. The Red Crescent Skinks are taking a bit of a beating at the moment. Balance power is Lizardman favoured, but not kind of out of the realms of possibility of a comeback. 1,400 damage value so far on the little skink. Look how happy he is, just chilling. He's exhausted, unfortunately, and currently obstructed. He wants to whip all the way up around the flank to really dish out the damage where possible. Javelins and blowpipes doing good work. Looks like one gunnery white shall fall, and if one goes down, that is such a huge loss for Human Boy. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be time to pop one more heal on him. It looks like the Skink Priest does have Harmonic Convergence popped on him, and he's actually going to move into hand-to-hand combat. Little Skink fancies some crab tonight, although it's not going too well for him so far. Gunnery White is to the point of crumbling. I do not think an Invocation Heck is coming, and down one of the beasties does go. A lot of the Lizardman infantry, though, is starting to waver at this point. Oxyotl is not currently able to get in any good shots because all of his little skink friends are blocking his line of sight. But with another summon coming in, the Lizardman forces are looking so beat up. 72 kills on the Gunnery White. Count Noctilus up to 94, holding the line in the name of all that is unholy and unjust in the world. Oxyotl doing his flips there. Comes in with his blowpipe there. Did some really good work onto the Gunnery White, actually, dragging him down quite nicely. Lovely little surround is coming by the Skinks, and if the Gunnery White does fall, I think there's surely no way Count Noctilus wins this, right? He does instead of going for an Invocation Heck to keep the Gunnery White, summons infantry instead, looking to just grind out the infantry fight. Chameleon Skinks in the distance have 8 ammo, that's still a decent amount. And I think, yeah, Oxyotl can probably just kite this. I think this is a foregone conclusion now. We are fighting in the carcass of a dead crab, which is pretty thematic and very fantasy-esque. Count Noctilus is giving it his best go, up to 107 kills. He's won a fantastic display. Some of the Chameleon Stalkers haven't been shattered right now. Lots of low leadership here. Of course, that fear coming in will certainly help out in that regard, but it's just too much. It's too much. Too much skink power, I believe. Oxyotl is now getting his bearings once more and firing in. Count Noctilus near his healing cap at the moment. We are going to see a lovely wind blast coming in as well, just clear out some of that undeadly chaff. It looks like the Chameleon Skinks are going to be engaging in combat, and just as I say, it's too much. A chain route's going down, Stalker's running, cohorts are shattered. There's no way. There's no way. You guys think he can do this? Do you think he can do this? Noculus, the undead Sigvald, indeed. I thought it was over with the second crab going down, but Count Noculus, man, is proving a real sticky customer. He's very close to his healing cap, which is a big problem. I mean, he can kill the infantry. I was thinking it was over because of the blowpipes. We still have a Skink Priest of Heavens as well. Can pop Harmonic Convergence on Oxyotl at the death to try to keep these guys going. Cold-Blooded has gone down as well. Skink's just going to be resting right now. Good luck, have fun, they were saying. Yeah, Count Noculus is very low leadership as well, and he may start to crumble because army losses are getting so close right now. Oxyotl taking the high ground, trying to learn a trick or two off Obi-Wan Kenobi. Skink's going to pull back, and it looks like he does full. The zero chance has chosen. Hey, you can never count out Human Boy, yes. And it looks like it is game over. Well played, though. Very close game. Dr. Jellyfish winning what is a pretty damn tough matchup. Count Noculus, 140 kills, only 747 damage value, though, basically clearing out chaff. Likewise, the Gunnery Whites, good kill numbers, 84 and 158, but just shy of 800 damage value on the first one, 972 on the next. And it really came down to the fact that Dr. Jellyfish was patient. He annihilated the front line before committing his skinks, and therefore the bombers did basically nothing. Dreadful damage value across the board, because their protection got annihilated before they could even get involved. The zombie pirate gunnery mobs, only 260 and 277 damage value, 536 on the hand cannons, and the other two, 375 and 420. Again, no real good targets for them. The 20 stack is certainly a good way forward. A good masterclass here from the Lizardmen and Dr. Jellyfish. Oxyotl, just shy of 2,000 damage value. Plenty left to give in the end. Little Skinkies, 410, 500. Red Crested, again, not the best damage value across the first few, but then all of a sudden you have 1,587 here. And that's kind of the key to taking down the vampirates. Some of your troops will die and get no value, but they die so others may live. 628 on the second unit. The Stalkers, 100 kills, 131, 124, and 104 kills. Damage value, 772, 594, and 542. So a lot of them not paying for themselves, but shutting down key targets, allowing the rest of the build to shine. 650 damage value on the cohort with 101 kills. Javelins, all of which pay for themselves, but this one. We will shame you. You are no longer part of the old one's great plan. Chameleon Skinks, 563, 619, 667, and 419 damage value. It's not the best damage value, but it does go to show you damage value really wasn't everything. This is not legal build. Did he have 13 range units? Chameleon Skinks and Stalkers are a variant anyway. Stalkers are not range and banner. Yeah, I don't think Stalkers are range and banner. Hang on a sec, let me double check. They weren't range, like, when they first came out. They did not count a range cap. No, they didn't count a 360, but they may count a range. Grenades do not count as shooting. Okay, so it's not 13 range units. Perfect. At least that's all Grombriddle was saying. I do trust his judgment, but you can double check. Let's double check. Cool. I will have to get up the rules. Initially, there was a lot of debate on what they were going to be. They definitely don't count to 360. But I know miners didn't count as range anymore, so I feel like Falcon took that out. But let's double check. Let's have a little double check. I have the rules up. Let's go down to Lizardmen. Does it say what they are on their page? It does not, which is very annoying. Army-wide restrictions. Units with primary missile attacks are limited to 12 armies, lords, and heroes, are not included in this. Units which are also not included in this, Night Goblin Fanatics, Miners of Blast and Charges, Ironbreakers, and Chameleon Stalkers, so they do not count as range. Stalkers do not count as range. Just double checked. It is on page 5. Oh no, page 6. There we go. Steam Duck. Oh, I'm being message loaded on Steam. What's happened? Oh, yeah, you just sent it to me, right? Yeah, so it's fine, I believe. Sorry, it took me a while to find it. But thank you for that, Grombrindle. A champion as always. So up next will be the map of Crack Asgul. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of confusion. I just remember they didn't count, and then I was like doubting myself because everyone was telling me it was illegal. And I was like, oh no, I made a mistake. Torok's throwing Ungles at enemy counts as range. It does, but it's Torok, so we don't tell him it's illegal. Because he'll hurt us. Yeah, them minus a Blast and Charges Ironbreakers, they do not count towards the range cap. Stuck Dreams, says Aloys. Cool. Thank you guys for helping sort that out. Grombrindle coming to my aid as always. So, Human Boy is going to be going Skaven, banning Wood Elves and Beastmen. 2 good bans, I think. 2 solid bans. Dr. Jellyfish is probably going to go with a Rush faction. I would love to see him bring Dwarfs. If you're listening, Dr. Jellyfish, do it for the people. You've taken down High Elves with Dwarfs. Show them the Dwarfs are mighty. And take down the Skaven as well. No worries, Human Boy. It's really not your fault whatsoever. There was a lot of debate when it first came out. I didn't include them in the 360 range when there was no rules for them. I remember doing that, but I think we included them in the max range cap. But then I was like, I swear they don't count anymore, and it looks like at the moment they do not. No worries, guys, don't worry about it. Always, if you think you see a problem, like a rules problem or something, always bring it up. We can go through it. There's no rush. We can always go through these things and check it out. Yeah, I'm sure Grombrindle does know these rules by heart, particularly with like the miners and stuff. My god! Have we not done this yet, Grombrindle? 12 range units plus 5 miners. Plus Ironbreakers. That's going to be insane. We can do so much range damage. Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of in the, like, the army composition bit rather than in the actual section with the armies. But, you know, it's, I can understand why it's in there as well. Greenskins. We have Skaven versus Greenskins. The 2 sneaky stabbing factions at it again. So, let's update the scoreboard. Dr. Jellyfish did indeed come out on top on that one, I believe. Boop. Going up to 1, leading the mighty Saurus Invicta to glory. And we're back at it. Gromby OP? Gromby is very OP. You say it's not a very good tactic. No, Grombinder, we shall make it one. We shall make it. 5 Thunderers, 5 Miners, 5 Quarrelers. It's going to be awesome. 2 cannons. All of the... Bring fire from afar. Yeah, it's a bit weird indeed, see? Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Yeah, it was bullets versus blow darts, black powder versus blowpipes. A good old scrap. Yeah, Dr. Jellyfish has won Lizardmen into VP and Dowie into High Elves today. He's playing out of his mind right now. This is the best I've ever seen Dr. Jellyfish play, and I've seen him play really good before. He's beaten me in a few tournaments. I've taken down him a few times in tournaments, but you always know it's gonna be a tough fight. But this, like, Dr. Jellyfish has evolved. He's just like done a Vegeta and like powered up mid tournament. Oh, there's not enough funds. No! There's got to be a way we can bring like a full range dwarf build. What about like 5 rangers, 5 thunderers, 5 miners, a cheap lord. Oh, I want to bring iron breakers as well. I don't know if we better fit them in. But it'd be hilarious. It'd be such a funny build. So it looks like we have Skaven versus the Greenies. An interesting matchup for sure. I feel like Dr. Jellyfish is most likely, from what we've seen today, can be very good with the aggression and forcing his way into the back of the Skaven lines. But we did see earlier on Pugnabons, I believe it was Skaven build, which is more of like a face the enemy head-on in combat against the Beastmen it was. Which is also a really interesting build, so we may see something similar like that today with Human Boy. I think going Death Blob in this matchup is actually pretty good for Skaven. You do have to deal with the skirmish cavalry though, which can of course be pretty problematic. Get to the chopper! Yeah, Cat Morgan. Almighty King of Ducks has arrived. Yeah, choppers are quite good as well. Ironbreakers are my beloved unit. I love Ironbreakers and Hammerers. Elite Dwarf units are just so cool. They're just so cool. Yeah, the ammo refill thing really hasn't become too much of a problem, from what I've seen. But, wait, Slayer, did we face each other earlier today on a quick battle? Was that you? But yeah, the ammo refill was actually quite nice on, like, Iron Breaks and stuff, just so you get the extra blasting charges. And also, yeah, definitely on the copters, if you can keep them alive, it can be really nasty. Guys, this is a best of 5, so at best, Dr. Jellyfish still needs to win 2 games. Human Boy 3. I'm hoping hopefully it goes all the way. That's what I'm fingers crossed for. My stomach is different. It's like, I'm hungry, Dark. I'm like, no, you shall wait. You shall wait. What's up, Neckbert? How's it going, man? Not today, but before. Who was it? It was some of his Zed. Because I've cast the game. It's going out either tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, we've definitely faced before, I believe, Slayer. Yeah, hammers aren't good at the moment, which is kind of sad. Hope you're all good, Neckbit, though. You've made it in time for the final. Only 1 game in, though. You'll be happy to know your arch rival, Human Boy, is currently 1-0 down, though, to Dr. Jellyfish. But he's now on his favourite faction, the Mighty Skaven. Yeah, the hammers. The hammers. The Peak Gate Guard is still fine, I think. I still include hammers now and again because they're cool. The rule of cool rules, I'm afraid. I think I bit my tongue at like the start of the stream. I've been feeling it like the entire time. Hopefully my diction's been okay and you guys can still hear me. Let's quickly check Discord. Make sure none of these lads have any questions. Oh, for Poland sent me a build. I love it. I love it. I think there's quite a few. Yeah, there's quite a few people hanging out in the Discord as well, just in the chat. Artisan Tech Priest, Cyrus, Goose, Gojira. Hello, my friend. Reptilicus and Rebane. So if you guys want to join them in chat as well, I've got hiccups now. Feel free. There's a link to my Discord down below. Going back to book recommendations, I'm currently reading Children of Time and its sequel. Highly recommend for those who like hardish science fiction. You have piqued my interest. Zach, if you could send that to me, the name of it, on Discord, I will look into it. Because after I eventually get through the Last Kingdom books, there are 12 of them, I will eventually probably want to dip my toes into some sci-fi. Hammer ROR is very good. Good. Chad Hammers. Yes. I love the Peak Gate Guard. They look so cool, man. The Dwarves are one of my favourite factions lore-wise and thematically. They've got a really cool kind of like backstory and stuff. But anyway, into the battle. The mighty forces of Skaven are going to be bringing Itix Zap Zap. Yes, yes! Bring the crazy Warpstone weapons. So they're going to be aiming at any big beasties and characters. We do have Lord Skrog, who is a very powerful inclusion to any build. Looks like he's going to be redeploying, so no, we'll go for his build first still. So for the leadership, we have Double Assassin, both with Arrival Height Talisman, no doubt, it is indeed. We also have Lord Skrog coming in with both his very powerful abilities. The Liber Bubonicus and the Rod of Corruption are so powerful. The Stand Your Ground, Pestilent Birth, as well as a Vermintide, so all of the summons here. We do have Wolf Rats in the back, protected at the moment by some Rat Ogres. We have, it seems, Warblodge Ales, 1, 2. We also have Poison Wind Globadiers, again, 2 of them. A bucket ton of chaff, Clan Rats, Skaven Slaves, no Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, which is a little bit upsetting. And a few Skaven Slave Slingers, and that's going to be it. So pretty cool build, taking a defensive high ground approach up here in the high bit. For the forces of the Greenskins, we do have Morgrub's Mangy Marauders, my favourite of all of the Skirmish Cav for Greenskins, because I'm a big fan of wolves. And look at them, look how cool they are. Yes, yes. And the Morgrub's Mangy Marauders seem to me less obnoxious for some reason than the Spider Riders, so they are here today in force. We have some Goblin Wolf Chariots, oh hell yeah, Dr. Jellyfish. Bring Gobbos as well as Orc Boys, so real cheap and cheerful front line. They're just happy to get their day in the sun, bring the war, and bring the pain. We have Forest Goblin Spider Archers on this left-hand side, and more Goblin Wolf Chariots as well. We have double Stone Trolls. We have 2 Night Goblin Archers, one of which is the Rusty Arrows. We have a Goblin Big Boss, Grom the Paunch, and the Giant River Chihuahua. It feels like we're a patch behind with this build. It's glorious. Spirit Leech spam, Goblin Big Boss, and Grom the Paunch. But again, if it's not broke, why fix it? So it looks like the Skaven were just keeping their forces in the corner a little bit, just to see if anything did vanguard behind them. Now they're going to be pushing forward and getting to grips with the enemy. Nice defensive formation at the moment, but the Greenskins will certainly be trying to crack that open where possible. Itix Zap Zap going after the chariots. Not a bad idea. You can certainly take out a few of those models quite nicely. Chad Brindo, I just see Kelligar put. Indeed, indeed. Lord Skrog's getting very adventurous right now. He's popping forward, probably just waiting to cast some of his summons to slow down the enemy. Look how cool he looks. I mean, he looks horrific, but in a cool way, right? And more shots are going to be raining in. Ready, good luck, have fun, good luck, have fun. Love to see. Warlord Giselles are going to be opening up now on the Goblin Wolf Chariots. He definitely wants to whip his troops around where possible to try to get behind this formation. There's a little bit of room to try to get through, but of course, Skaven will be taking a very defensive approach. Spirit Leech goes down on Itix Zap Zap, a fantastic target. And the Giant Ritual Hag has been hit by the Liber Bubonicus, which I think is a huge mistake actually, because he's simply going to heal up and regen most of that damage output, and he can hide behind this rock. He needs to move a little bit to the left. It looks like he is going to do that. And now he can't be sniped, and he's simply going to regenerate back up once more. Greenskin forces continue to approach, although the Giant Ritual Hag needs to hug the rock a little bit more. He's actually taking a considerable amount of damage right now, and maybe the snipe attempt might work after all. Stone Trolls are getting obliterated by Itix Zap Zap at the moment, as the forces of the Greenskins, the noose does tighten right now, looking to try to close the gap here on the Skaven. Another Spirit Leech is going to go in, and that will probably be the death of at least one of those artillery pieces. Giant Ritual Hag is vibing for now in the back. We'll be once again regenerating up, hiding behind the enemy battle line. We do have the 8-Pig Loons leading the charge in their fanatical attempts as always. It'll be very interesting to see how the Chariots as well as Grom the Paunch performs. He could get beat down by Rat Ogres, but if you can avoid them, he's going to work wonders against this build. One of Itix Zap Zap cannons is indeed gone down here, and the Chariots are going to start to run amok through the Poison Wind Globadiers. Morgrub Mangy Marauders as well, starting to rain down pressure. They need to get a little bit closer and focus down the Globadiers where possible. Goblins hit the front line, likewise are the Orc Boys. Stone Trolls are going to be running rampant soon through the battle line if they can close the gap, but the Chariots are getting really annihilated on approach. Grom needs to be getting rather aggressive here. Spider-Rod Archers going to start focusing down the Rat Ogres. Rat Ogres, one of the most pivotal units, in my opinion, in the Skaven roster. Stone Trolls were driving forward as well, looking to try to kill the Poison Wind Globadiers, and they have managed to hop on top of them. There's a great target for them as the Stone Trolls rampage all throughout. Rod of Corruption, though, is going to go down, catching so many units. Rival High Talisman is active as well. Go on the paunch. Probably just wants to avoid that fight for now. Float out to this right-hand side. Very close game. Human Boy SS is very close to the board edge, so a lot of his units could very much just break and run for their lives, because Skaven do not have good leadership whatsoever. It looks like the AP Gloons are swinging their Fanatics around. They're going to catch the Warpwalk Jezzails, but not do too much damage, to be honest. Ratogers are doing a good job up against the Stone Trolls, mainly due to Rival High Talisman currently being popped. The wall, though, likewise has come down, but the Greenskin forces, they need a breather. They need to come back in for round 2, but that's going to certainly favour the Skaven because their back line can start to re-establish itself as a dominant force. But Grom the Paunch coming in here, going to run over the Poison Wing Globadiers and try to finish off Itic Zap Zap because the Giant Ritual Hag is not enjoying that cannon one bit whatsoever. And it looks like the Greenskin forces are in a mass exodus at the moment. Skaven forces are just about in a state of advantage, but they have now used up their Rival Hide Talismans. And the Spider Riders kind of trading shots with Skaven Slave Slingers, Skaven Slave Slingers, I should say, isn't going to do too good work for them whatsoever. Grom's balling, he's rolling. Itic Zap Zap is doing good shots into the back of the Stone Trolls there. You could certainly rally and come back once again, though. The Jump Track seems to overcast, trying to pop down a Spirit Leech. Who was it on? It must have been a Spirit Leech, right? Oh, it's on the Itic Zap Zap, so he did eventually kill the real big pain in the butt lightning cannons. It's still quite a close game, but the Greenskins are just running out of so much steam right now, which is a big problem. Double Assassin left with Lord Skrog. It's going to be a problem taken down with Grom, who is still very healthy. He needs to be getting super aggressive where possible. We do indeed have the Goblin Big Boss to help out in that fight, and there are Stone Trolls rallying, and this is pretty huge. 9 Stone Trolls who can regenerate, as well as 10 Stone Trolls who can regenerate. The Greenskins certainly, if they can shut down this range core whilst the leadership core, as well as these Rat Ogres are overextended from the Skaven, they're going to be in a very juicy situation. And Goblins have forced their way into the back line. Grom the Paunch has popped Lucky Banner, and the Grayton is here. Should enable him to clear out these Rat Ogres, which again is a good target for him to finish off. Skaven Slave Slingers trying to get on top of him. The Warpwalk Jezzails are running for their life, and the balance power's in the Skaven favour. That's because a lot of these troops are still alive, but their position is really heavily compromised, and that's not something the balance of power takes into consideration. The Poison Wing Globadiers are running for their lives. The only mobility really left is this unit of 9 Rat Ogres, and then we have the Double Assassin Lord Skrog combo. Will it be enough? Will it be enough? I mean, if these Goblins come back, they can surround this leadership core and cycle charge down with Grom. It could be very powerful. Poison Wing Globadiers are getting run over at the moment by the Goblin Wolf Chariots. I'm really impressed with the Goblin Wolf Chariot play today. It's been very good. Grom the Paunch is trying to hunt down and finish off at the Warpwalk Jezzails. Morgrub's Mangy Marauders have performed really well, driving away the Rat Ogres. And the Greenskins looking pretty dominant. A nice resurgence. They kind of buckled. They ran out of gas, but they're certainly back. But Dr. Jellyfish needs to stay. His micro's been very good today. He needs to keep on top of it. These guys have been playing for hours and hours by this point, and he cannot allow Grom to be caught by the Wolf Rats and then the Double Assassin. He needs to get to friendly territory, even if it means allowing the Warlord Jezzails to fire a little while longer. He has Morgul's Major Marauders. They can whip around and try to shut them down. Rat Ogres have been allowed to rally, which is pretty bad news for the Greenskins. Stone Trolls are going to be moving in to take the fight against the enemy. There is a Plague Monk summon coming down. Lovely clutch play by Human Boy, keeping them alive, keeping that till the later stages of the game, because they will slice and dice Gobbos like it is absolutely nothing. Lord Skrog has been hit by They Need Stabbing, and he's being butchered right now. He's coming with a summon of his own, though, to try to rectify that situation. But Grom the Paunch, once he deals with the Warpwalk Jezzails, could come over here and finish off on Lord Skrog. Stone Trolls are doing a decent job in the middle, despite the summon of the Plague Monks. One unit, though, shatters. That's a disaster. There's still 7 models there, but they shatter. Double Assassin still very healthy at the moment. This is such a close game. This could really still go either way. We do have the Rusty Arrows and the Night Goblin Archers. I've basically not seen them this game. They could be pretty good in the end game here. We are going to be getting a Rod of Corruption going down. Lovely, that has been kept to the later stages of the game, nuking a lot of the health of all these units. Grom the Paunch did pop in there for a second. Certainly wants to flee for his life. And he's actually getting caught out on his own Stone Trolls right now. He needs to move his booty because those Double Assassins will eviscerate him in a matter of seconds. Plague Monk Summon has caught the Night Goblin Archers there, which is really bad news for Dr. Jellyfish. He needs to try to keep as many units online as possible and weather the storm of summons, particularly this Goblin Big Boss, because They Need Stabbing, or Sneaky Stabbing, whatever it's called, is very powerful. Stone Trolls trying to beat down Lord Scroke at the moment. Grom the Paunch is in there as well. Assassin's Trophy has been popped though. He needs to be cycling at every single opportune moment. He doesn't want to stay and fight the Assassins for any kind of good length of time. The Rusty Arrows are doing a really good job. Bounce power for the first time in the game is in favour of the Greenskins as Lord Scroke does a drive-by, or gets driven by on, I should say, by Grom the Paunch, but with Assassin's Trophy popped on him, he's not dishing out that much damage. Lord Scroke is starting to run for his life, however, and Rusty Arrows are online. Do we have any Goblin support? We have 69 Goblins, 86 Clan Rats. Stone Trolls could rally, there's 6 of them. We also have Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, Goblin Wolf Chariots, so we have plenty left to come back. The Stone Trolls need to play the patient game, and we've seen Dr. Jellyfish certainly can indeed play that patient game. Just regenerate these guys up, and he's doing the right thing now. Fall back. He's still pushing forward with... Oh no, they've just shattered. He was pushing forward with his goblins there. Instead, he wants to ink or milk all of the range from these Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. Buy time for Grom. Buy time for the Trolls just to regenerate and fall back. Protect the Rusty Arrows at all costs, because they can do some nice long-range damage into the later stages of the game. So it looks like Lord Scroke has been dealt with. Double Assassin time. I think Grom with effective cycle charge in here is going to be enough. The Stone Trolls... No! Why? The Stone Trolls are shattered. They had 6 models left. That is a disaster for the Greenskin forces. If they had come back, it was definitely game over, but Double Assassin can really burst down Grom with their trophy heads as well. Or not trophy heads, Assassin's Trophy, or whatever it's called in this game. And it's a different one for each one, but it's basically the same thing. Grom and the Golden Big Boss are just going to run over the Skaven Slaves. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers trying to focus down at the Assassins, who do currently have a concealment bomb popped on them. The Rusty Arrows have turned to engage as well, but once again are going to be fleeing. And this is kind of going to be the story of the game for a while, is both players trying to get the upper hand and in a better situation. Assassin's Trophy goes down on the Goblin Big Boss, who really needs to get out of there. Grom the Paunch is quite happy it's placed on him, however. But it looks like he is also going to get an Assassin's Trophy on him, but Lucky Banner should counteract that somewhat. Could be the end of the Goblin Big Boss, who pops, they need stabbing, so everyone coming with the buffs and debuffs there on each other. The Rusty Arrows have got to the point of returning. Grom the Paunch going to do a little bit of a drive-by and run away, and it looked like that engagement there went really well for the Assassins. Grom falling back to the Goblin support, looking to just hide amongst chaff. Skaven Slave Slingers did manage to beat back the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, and now they can actually hop on top of the Rusty Arrows. This is such a close game. Those Trolls breaking was a disaster for the Greenskins. They would have been so nice, but Grom is a thick boy indeed, and now he's supported by the Gobbos. He's decided now is the time. I'm going to start cycle charging you Assassins. He's done a good job beating one up. The Rusty Arrows are saved. They actually saved themselves here, beating back the Skaven Slave Slingers. And it looks like Grom is quite happy just to cycle charge, which is the way to do this. You can see the Assassins getting absolutely punted right here. I'm sure a lot of people are getting big PTSD right now from like WWC in the last patch of just Grom reigning supreme. One Assassin has been broken now, and there's just no way. There's no way. Grom's too thick. 2,296 HP and rising. And it looks like an amazingly well fought game. That was disgustingly close, but the Skaven main has lost as Skaven, which, you know, is going to be tough. Human Boy Yes Yes is really on the ropes now. He's played so good. Taking out Suave in the first semi-final, and Suave was on fire today. Played so well, but he is on the back ropes. He needs to start swinging back, but he's certainly got the teeth to do it. And it would not be the first time we had seen a reverse sweep on the channel. In fact, we saw a reverse sweep today already in one of the semi-finals. So, Human Boy Yes Yes, Lord Scroke, 1,038 damage value, 61 kills, some really well-played summons as well. I think that Human Boy kept his reserves really well. We had a Plague Monk summons in the later stages of the game, as well as Clan Rats, and it really did nearly pay off there. The Assassins, 800 and 591 damage value. Of course, the Chaff does basically nothing and just dies. I mean, one got 45 kills. Skaven Slave Slingers, some of the cheapest, crappiest, but really useful range units in the game, getting 737 damage value and 207, not bad. Poison Wind Globadiers did amazing, 779 damage value and 68 kills. Likewise, the second unit, 1,200, did a really good job of protecting your back line there, Human Boy. 1,000 damage value on one Warlock Giselle, the other 661. It Zap Zap 655. Rat Ogre's pretty solid, just shy of 700 on both of them. But in the end, Dr. Jellyfish with the really wide build coming in from the Greenskins did eventually seal victory. Go on the Paunch, 1,559 damage value, 91 kills. Beautiful play by the Goblin Big Boss, keeping him as alive as possible for as long as possible, and using sneaky stabbings at the right time. 720 damage value on him. The Jump Patrol Hag, I mean, did get rid of Itic Zap Zap, but that was about it, unfortunately, for her. Gobbos, of course, across the board mainly just died. 800 damage value on this unit, however, shutting down some of the weapon teams. Orc Boys did okay. The AP Gloons, 950 damage value, not too shabby whatsoever. The Chariots were basically good harass, but not much damage. The Trolls, 400 and 1,118. GG. Amazing game. Now we are up on Iron Sand Desert. Next, Sons of the Mountains Roar. Dr. Jellyfish is in a very dominant position at the moment. We have done many comebacks recently on the channel, so he's got to keep his wits about him. 2-0 so far, though, to the Jelly Man himself. Jelly with another comeback. Yeah, bringing it back for his forces. He did really good there. Very cool battle. I did not expect this result. It was looking bleak halfway through. Sad scrog noises. Indeed, Chosen One, indeed. Chosen One, a very talented Skaven player himself, indeed. That's why this matchup is so annoying. OP passive healing. I mean, just Stone Trolls don't think are super OP, but yeah, passive healing can be very annoying, I agree. Like with Grom the Paunch and stuff. Jellyfish seems to have a knack for comebacks. Yeah, he's been doing really well, man. Oh man, where's my Tyrion bingo card? Oh no, what did I say? What did I say? Scrog down! Zach, Scrog's down! Yeah, if Scrog could manage to survive a bit more to the later stages of the game, yeah, this game would be looking really good. Damn, work cool, what did I miss? Oh no, Cat Morgan! I don't know how long you've been gone for, but it is currently 2-0 to Dr. Jellyfish here in the best of 5 finals. This could be the last game of the stream. Welp. Oh no, people look like they thought it was over. People thought it was over, but alas it was not. So hopefully we get to see some dwarves from Dr. Jellyfish. It is, I believe, his pick and ban. Yes. Yeah, man, that was a great game. That was some great stuff. Rattus, I hope you enjoyed the Skaven action. GG's across the board. Yeah, man. That was awesome. Do I have any water left? I have a little bit. I can survive a little while longer yet. Yes! Yes, Dr. Jellyfish. Yes. Ghost Eye, but he bans High Elves this time. And Dark Elves, or no ban Chaos instead of Dark Elves. Okay, so he bans High Elves as well as Chaos. I mean, he already beat High Elves today, but it looks like he doesn't want to try his luck with it twice. There's no Greenskins, which are quite good against Dwarfs, so he doesn't have to deal with them anymore. No Skaven as well, which is really nice. I like the fact he saved his Dowie to the later stages, and now that they're one of his strongest factions, wants to try to finish off the series. This is some real good game management, actually. Like, just the pick and ban system management by Jellyfish. Banning Chaos is a good idea, because they can bring, like, 3 Gorbeast Chariots, double Manticles in the sky, and it just gets so messy for Dwarfs. So messy. Dark Elves are also very good in this matchup. I think you have to be super aggressive as the Dwarf player. Otherwise you kind of get bolted. Just bolted from afar all day. Which is a little bit scary. Yeah, Dr. Jellyfish is very much a slippery opponent, all pun intended. But yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying. It's been super fun so far. Both yesterday's stream and today's stream have been an absolute blast. If you have been enjoying, just, yell quack at me so I know you want to see more content like this in the future. Feel free to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's links down below if you'd like to support via Patreon or join my Discord and all that good stuff. Beastmen banned in Hull Tournament? Of course not, no. Beastmen are still around. I think we've seen Beastmen only once, though, and they lost, I think. Oh, no, Beastmen might have won. But no, Beastmen are certainly allowed. There are bans, though, on Chariots. Arik Ral, you can only bring 2 Tuskor chariots and 1 single entity Tuskor chariot. Which is, it's worked out pretty well. I haven't seen Beastmen dominating any of my tournaments. It's been pretty fine. But there are, of course, yeah, rules in place to stop the chariots and stuff dominating the scene too much. It is going to be Dark Elves. Cool. Human Boy trying to summon his inner ice power right now and take down the dwarfs. I think, personally, just mass Dark Shards here is the way to go. And you just pick apart the dwarfs from long range. You can go rush builds, Sisters of Slaughter, Target of Executions, and the like. You can go for a mix and match. You can go chariots. There's a load you can do for the Dark Elves. Dwarfs, though, still pretty powerful. Still pretty powerful. Why I did not see them here? Yeah, I don't think we've seen them in the finals yet. We saw them in the semi-finals. Torque's probably secretly banned because Torque's best. Yeah, Beastmen are certainly one of the very top factions at the moment. They are very powerful. But, yeah, we haven't seen them too much. Not too much. Maybe because Torque's the Brass Bull is the main Beastman main, and he, of course, is spectating today rather than watching. Oh, I've been pinned something. Sorry, something went down on my Discord. There's a link down below, but if you want to join the Discord, super cool place to chill out. Grombrindle just sent a really funny, meme. Let's just do a little welcome all. Looks like we've had a load of people join the Discord recently. And these guys plotting, scheming, planning. Torque's the badass bull. Exactly. Exactly. I love the 5 Dark Shard dreaded build. Yeah, you get like 5 Dark Shards, triple shades. You just bully the Dowie with Bowfire. Auric, clearly a man of class and culture, to say Torque's the brass bull. I'm sure that will please Torque's. I don't know if you've seen Morgan the Shadowgave around anywhere, Torque's. He's been appearing in my streams as well, and under some of my comments in my videos. Don't know if you've got beef with him or if you think he's a cool dude. I know he's obviously a worse Beastman Lord than you, but I don't know. Don't know your thoughts on him in general. Ironstone Desert, very fun map though. It's got a few bumps, so cannons and bolt throws. Cannons are still going to be pretty good on this map. You can certainly take the high ground. Take the high ground and kind of fall back a little bit. But who's your money on? Do you think Human Boy, yes, is going to do the reverse sweep and win this with Dark Elves? Or do you think Dr. Jellyfish is going to claim victory with the Dowie? Only time will tell. But of course we can speculate and all that good stuff. That's some of my favourite stuff, honestly. Just like speculating about all this stuff. It's always a good time. Just checking out my Discord, make sure we've got no questions. I have seen him. He is weak, but still Beastman. This is true. This is true. If Human Boy is a real Chad, he's bringing the Siren. Yeah, everyone knows. I got a secret soft spot for the. I'm also secret for the Sign of Red Ruin. I think the model is insane. Then suddenly you see a flame cannon. Oh, that'd be amazing. I do often bring triple flame cannon builds. I won in a tournament against someone as well in like a semi-final. It was kind of hilarious. Yeah, flame cannon sorry can be really fun. Ready, good luck, have fun, says Dr. Jellyfish. He's ready to rumble. He's being coached and trained by some of the finest dwarvish minds in the realm. In Sons of the Mountain, so I'm sure he's very prepared now. Human Boy, locked in, zoned in, ready to scrap. Ready to scrap. Oh no! One of them might have spent over a little bit, maybe. Okay, both unreadied for some reason. Yep, we'll give them time. Technically he's powerful and not a Beastman. I mean, he leads the Beastman forces. It depends what you call a Beastman. Because they're kind of just a mistake, aren't they, of like chaos. So, like a Minotaur technically is a Beastman, right? Oh no, Minotaurs aren't, because they were around before the Beastmen. Yeah, Morgur's like a weird in lore. The Wood Elves have shut him down quite a few times. He's like the essence of chaos or whatever. He corrupts and destroys a lot. Brosball, has Doomball space program been terminated? I don't think Gorbals get flooded. I'd love to see more Doomball replays, actually. I really like Doomball. He has a cool, I feel like he was a lord there briefly, the Doomball. Really cool animations and stuff. Really cool model. Love to see him in action a little bit more. But people tend to bring Torx the Brasball instead. Cool. Looks like they were just sorting out chevrons. And should hopefully be ready to rumble. And they are. This could be the final showdown. Dr. Jellyfish, as far as I'm aware, definitely in my tournament, would be his first ever... Actually, both these guys will be winning a qualifier for the first ever time. And one of them will be joining Ice Power in the finals of this season. There will obviously be 2 more qualifiers. We still need to do the final of last season. We're waiting for Krablin to come back from holiday, I believe. And we'll hopefully get that crack-a-lackin'. So, Human Boy, yes, is on the ropes, but is certainly not out of it yet. He has gone to the dark side. I mean, he's already brought Skaven, but you get what I mean. And he is bringing Malekith. Oh my god, okay. Sorry about that, I got a bit of hiccups there. Malekith, Foot Malekith in fact, with Soul Stealer. Interesting choice. Is going to be a bit of a beast. His armor actually looks pretty cool. I don't like the horns, but his shield and stuff, he does look pretty brutal and angry today. Coming with the simple Soul Stealer. We do have a load of Bleak Swords dotted all the way along, as well as Black Ark Corsairs guarding the flanks. Triple Dark Shards. It looks like these guys do indeed have... Oh no, some have shields, some don't. A load of Dark Riders for backline harass. Likewise, a load of Harpies. It looks like 2 Harpies, 4 Dark Riders. We have Hargath Executioners as well. Tuners on the flank. So a nice mixed match army. Not overcommitting in range, not overcommitting in rush. A little bit of everything there, which I quite like. A nice balanced build, preparing for whatever the Dowie have in store. For the Dwarfs, though, we do have some of the coolest units in the game, which I very rarely get to see use, which is the Bugman Rangers. These guys are Dwarfs with regeneration. And the reason they have regeneration, you may be wondering, why on earth would a Dwarf get regen? It's because they actually drink in a Bugman's brew, which is so good. A touch of Bugman's courage can keep a Dowie standing and fighting, a touch unsteadily on their feet, plus 4 hit points per second, which is really quite nice. We also have Noglin's Ironbreakers. We've already kind of gushed about this unit earlier on in the stream. They're just super cool. A load of Miners with Blasting Charges, currently all stacked on top of each other, having a party. We have a couple of Thunderers. So a load of Miners, double Ironbreakers, one of which is Regiment Renown. Dwarf Warriors are great weapons. Unfortunately, no Grumbling Guard, which does sadden my Dowie heart a little bit. But a nice line of Thunderers. Bugman's behind. We have the Slayers, and we also have Thoric Ironbrow, once again coming in with quite a decent amount of runes. He does have Rune of Speed, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, Rune of Negation. This is very interesting. We haven't seen Rune of Negation used much at all, or at all today. And we have the Rune of Doom. The Rune of Wrath and Ruin did some really good work, actually, in a previous game for Dr. Jellyfish. Ekrand Miners are one of the miner units today. So quite a few cool Regiment Renowns, but yeah, no Grumbling Guard. No Grumbling Guard makes me sad. But good luck, have fun to the lads. Hope it is another fantastic game. You had another call. Don't worry, Cat Morgan. We're rolling in now to the 3rd game of this best of 5 finals. Just weakening Torx as Torx best. This is true. What's up, KV? Favourite Grombrindle units in one place. I'm sure he's doing you very proud today. Hope you're doing good, KV, man. Welcome to the stream. You've kind of caught the tail end. We've been streaming, it feels like for like 3 hours now. It's like maybe a bit longer. It's been a long stream. It's been a really good stream, though. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. So the Dark Elves are going to be falling back. They're pushing forward with their cavalry and harpies on the wings. But they do want to fall back a little bit to reassess, because the Dwarfs are going for an aggressive push maneuver. This is I'm a massive fan of this Dwarf build. Massive fan. I think getting aggressive is what you need up against the Dark Elves. Always they can just pick you apart from range. Up against Chariots, it would fare relatively well, I think. It depends on the number of Chariots, but Rune of Slow now really has helped out quite a bit up against Chariots. Plus, there's always the threat of those flash bombs. Just get Duck to take your calls. Yeah, bring them on live stream. That'd be great. So, a little bit of a stalemate here. Oh no, the game's crashed! No! No! Hopefully you guys can still see. And it's just in-game lag. No, what's going on? Hopefully, let me know if you guys can see. Yeah, PvP can be intimidating, KV, but if you join the Discord down below, there's a load of new and experienced players who can help you get into the game. So, I hear them moving. The lag has settled in. Hopefully you guys can still see the stream. If so, I know it's not on my end at least, which is good. Lags? Yeah. Mad lag. I'm not sure what's happening here. Human Boy Yes Yes hasn't replied, so there may be some scaling nibbling at his stuff. Can you guys see stream? We're probably going to have to restart this one. I have terrible lags, yeah. I cannot see anything. Stream is good. Can see you moving the camera around. Okay. It's in the lobby, thank God. Okay, at least it's not on my end, which is, oh, always a shit, like, we're in. Let me hop out quickly. Just going to check my internet. Yeah, we're still on excellent healthiness. Which is sad. No! Look at this, like, slowest charge of all time. Dwarfs are just moving too fast for the game. Siege attacks? It does. This is the final, like, could be the final game. You never know. Okay. It looks to be sorting itself out slowly. It's fixed, I think. That's a little close up. Yeah, it seems to be working fine. Cool. Perfect. It looks fixed. Oh, that was weird. What was going on there? I don't know if that was Steam or if it was one of these guys' internets, but like everyone was still in the lobby. It didn't kick anyone. We're back, baby. We're back. Quack, quack. Please send armored dwarfs. The dwarfs are repositioned, just falling back. It's a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Looks like the dwarfs are, I don't even know what they're doing. It looks like they're trying to shuffle towards the Hargan of Executioners a little bit and get their Thunderers going. The Bleak Swords are moving forward quite aggressively at the moment. Thunderers trying to maybe get a beeline, but the Hargan of Executioners are simply going to be moving back. Dwarfs have actually found themselves on the low ground here, which is certainly not where they want to be. They've already got that kind of disadvantage. And they're going to allow the Bleak Swords and other units to flood down on top of them, but the Thunderers will be perfectly able to shoot, and it's actually sometimes useful for the Dwarfs to take the low ground. It enables the Thunderers to shoot over top of the enemy. Thunderers do shoot a salvo before retreating once more and whirling around a little bit. Miners are pushing forward now, Ironbreakers as well. Not sure what Dr. Jellyfish is doing. He's trying to find the perfect spot. He's like a dog, you know, where you kind of have to, like, they twirl around a load before they sit down. He's like, is this the best spot? Is this the best spot? And the Miners now are going to get real aggressive, ready to throw blasting charges at the Bleak Swords. Dark Shards are raining down fire upon the Miners, but the Miners are certainly going to eviscerate the Bleak Sword front line. Looks like the first Bleak Swords did manage to do some pretty good dodging. The second one, though, oh my god! Their back was turned, and they dodged too early, meaning all the shots connected, and they just got exploded upon. Exploded upon. Rune of changing game to turn-based popped. Hopefully you guys can see everything in full motion now. Fingers crossed. Dwarves have done a lot of damage off the rip here. Thunderers have made a steady little battle line shooting into the enemy, and more blasting charges coming in by the Ironbreakers onto the Bleak Swords, and the front line has just been eviscerated, but it's never going to be won in the front line by the Dark Elves. Bleak Swords just don't do too much. They're just good to absorb damage. And now we have Hargrave Executioners whipping around the flanks. And this is going to come down to, can Dr. Jellyfish keep those Thunderers online? Because they're the only answer he has to the Hargrave Executioners, or the only really solid one. But Dark Riders have swooped around behind, and the Harpies are now coming into play. This is where it could get very scary for Dr. Jellyfish. One unit of Bugman shut down, one unit of Thunder shut down, another unit of Thunder shut down, another unit of Bugman shut down. But for how long? Bugmans are relatively decent in combat. You can see Miners have whirled around and a Cobian blasting charges back into the Dark Riders, doing some really good damage to them. Slayers as well, pushing them away. A fat, juicy Soul Stealer though catches a huge portion of the Dwarf army. Rune of Doom has gone down though. That's going to enable the Bugman Rangers and Thunderers to beat back the Dark Riders in combat, because they are relatively solid troops, at least as far as it goes for the majority of ranged troops in the games. Miners have overextended a little bit, and Ironbreakers have been picked apart here, just surrounded and eviscerated by bolts from the sky. Malekith done a good job there as well. That is one of the strongest units in the Dwarf roster, taken down without much of a scrap there. Hargrave Executioners going up against Dwarf Warriors and trading very effectively, as you'd assume. Harpies doing a good job breaking Thunderers and then getting the hell out of there, escaping from the wrath of Thoric Ironbrow. Dark Riders still swarming into the back, and it looks like at the moment early engagements have been relatively even. The front line for the Dark Elves got obliterated, but now the black back line is an absolute mess here for the Dwarfs. We have Dark Riders rallying as well, and unfortunately for these Thunderers, Human Boy can simply dispatch a unit of Harpies, just like what he's doing now. Really good micromanagement by Human Boy, as you'd expect, to hunt down such units, and there's no chance of their revival, whereas all the Bleak Swords will be coming back in action. Another beautiful Soul Stealer is going to go down, catching the Rangers, the Dwarf Warriors, and basically everything in that lovely little blob. Thoric is going toe-to-toe with Hargrave Executioners, whilst being pelted at from long range by the Dark Shards. Not where he wants to be, but the Rune of Negation is active, and he is tanking a lot of the damage there. Bugman Rangers struggling to fend off the Harpies as we speak. Dark Riders colliding with Thunderers in the back, looking to overwhelm them. In the distance, Hargrave Executioners are also being slaughtered. The Ironbreakers doing a good job, up to 88 kills here with the help of the Miners. We have some bolts raining down, Ramsey Bolton style actually, into friendly and enemy troops alike. Thunderers are actually beating back the Dark Riders, and if these Bugmans can stabilise, there's still a good chance for the Dwarfs, because they can countershoot a lot of what remains for the forces of the Dark Elves. Thoric Ironbrow has just tanked. Rune of Doom's gone down. He's been fighting Hargrave Executioners for an age and been obliterated by range, and he's just like, yeah, I'll take it. Great weapons, not a problem. Bolts in my face, not a problem. He's just been vibing, having a good time. And a lot of the Dark Elf resistance has broken on the right-hand flank. These Dwarfs need to get hyper aggressive now. Get the Slayers chasing down Dark Shards, get the Miners chasing down Dark Shards to stop them from shooting. And this is basically how every Dwarf game goes. It starts good, you do a lot of damage. It gets real messy in the mid-game, and then it's the later stages of the game which matter the most in a way. Slayers are on top of the Dark Riders now, doing good work. Bugman Rangers have managed to stabilise, and they are regenerating up, which is good to see. Harpies continue to pressure the back line, but there are Slayers nearby, which can cause problems. Some Thunderers need to get active and start shooting into Malekith, or at least the Dark Shards. Thoric Ironbrow juking back and forth. The moves like Jagger with the Rune of Speed there, increasing his speed up to a respectable 44, and Miners are blasting charges actually getting in and doing some good damage to the Dark Shards now. Malekith is still around though, and he's going to be a naughty foe to try and deal with a very big pain in the butt. Dark Shards running low on ammo right now, and I do all of the Dwarf chants right now in chat, Gron Brindle. I know you're watching, I know you're hyped, to root for the Dwarfs, because they're close to victory, but it is still super tough. Dark Shards run low on ammo. If they can be saved, though, Thoric is so desperately low. A couple of Soul Stealers, and Malekith is a decent melee combatant. He needs support. These Thunderers definitely want to push up and aid, but they were getting rid of the Harpies in the back. Bugman's sipping on a brew. 40 Slayers as well is a pretty huge kind of punch power there that we could see. But Thoric is going straight for Malekith right now. And the Dark Shards have been protected. I think Thoric Ironbrow is overextended right now. There is no support for him. And the Dark Shards are free to fire once more. The ones on the right, they have no ammo. Malekith is going to be able to beat back Thoric relatively comfortably, which is a big problem. It looks like he's going to pop the Rune of Negation on himself. We were going to see a Rune of Wrath and Ruin down, but he switched his mind. Rune of Negation has been popped, but he is desperately low right now. And pushing overextending with Thoric may have been really costly here for Dr. Jellyfish, because the rest of his build is actually pretty solid, apart from up against Malekith. And Thoric Ironbrow is really struggling right now. Rune of Negation trying desperately to keep him in action. Slayers can surround Malekith and do good work, however. Dwarfs, even if they lose Thoric, aren't out of this, but it will be a big blow. Basically, all of the ammunition remaining is being chucked at him, and it looks like Norgorlin's Ironbreakers still fighting somehow. 28 models left are chasing down Dark Shards, but Thoric Ironbrow overextends and is slaughtered, and that is really bad news, and that's going to actually push the balance power in favour of the Dark Elves. He went a little bit Chad. Leroy in after Malekith. No! No, Human Boy, chase him! Kill him! You must kill him. If Thoric rallies here, he still has the ability to drop runes, and that is really bad problem. I mean, maybe he's banking on the Dark Shards coming back and finishing the job, but there is a decent amount of 33 Slayers might be able to shatter the Dark Shards here. They have broken them. Thoric is going to be back. He's up to 3 leadership. He should be rallying. I'm not sure why he's not right now. He's contemplating. He's a dwarf. He does, think stuff through quite a bit, and he's back in action. Thunderers and Bugman Rangers are counter-shooting the Dark Shards now, who are running desperately low on ammunition. This is going to come down to Malekith versus the world, and I bet he has a Soul Stealer planned for this one. We are going to see a Rune of Speed go down on the Slayers to enable them to catch the Dark Shards, finish off this unit, which does indeed have a long-range damage potential left. Blasting charges coming in to try and clear out some of the chaff. There's only Bleak Swords left. No Harganeth Executioners in sight to come in and dish out the damage. What a scrappy game. These guys seem really evenly matched. All of the games have been so scrappy so far. Dark Shards lining up the shot, the death shot onto Thoric. Can he juke? That was the last volley. He lives on 200 HP. No more range for the Dark Elves, but army losses seems to be getting a little bit more close and close as the ammo is waning here on the Bugmans and Thunderers. Thunderers need to unleash every single bullet they have into Malekith. Thoric is breaking and running. The Dwarfs still can do this with their range support if they can kite Malekith effectively, but the balance of power doesn't know that. And it may be game over before we get to that final conclusion because the ammo is running so low. But all of the Dark Elf units are now retreating. Every single one on the battlefield but Malekith. This is simply going to come down to the fact, can Dr. Jellyfish get the Thunderers to shoot Malekith? That's it. That's what it's going to come down to. I don't think there was a Rune of Slowness. There was not, which is a big problem because he could do some lovely work. Oh no! A juicy Soul Stealer is going to come down to catch all of the infantry. That could be game over. It's not going to catch Thoric Ironbrow, luckily. And of course, there will be the miscast by Malekith. Some Bugman Rangers will have to be sacrificed here. Now, the Thunderer's morale is key. Can they hold long enough to unleash salvo after salvo into Malekith and finish what they started? Slayers are on the approach as well. Thoric barely clinging to life. He's slumped in his chair. And Malekith is hunting down the Thunderers, and he is rather swift. These Slayers need to get back here and make Malekith pay for hunting the Thunderers, because otherwise he's simply going to chase them and break them. Dark Shards have returned. They have no ammo, though, so they're not going to be too impactful on the battle, you wouldn't have thought. But a close game right now as the Dwarves attempt to kite. Bugman Rangers are poking down Malekith from the rear. I mean, the longer the game goes on, the more likely he'll get a second Soul Stealer, and that'd be tragic right now for the Dwarves. And the Thunderers are breaking. The Thunderers are so needed for this. I mean, there's still 22 Slayers, which is no joke. Thoric Ironbrow is barely clinging to life right now. Malekith has stopped going after the Thunderers, though, which is going to enable them to escape. If they can fall back and rally, yeah, they just need to rally and shoot Malekith to death, basically. That's the only hope the Dwarfs have, I think. Dark Shards keep breaking. We are going to see a Rune of, assuming the speed one. Yeah, extra 24 melee attack. 22 Slayers with 62 melee attack. Are cleaving, screaming every oath in the book at Malekith as they look to go out in a Slayer's glory. This is the epic showdown of our age as the Bugman Rangers are continuing to scrap this one out. A Slayer gets decapitated, but more Slayers chuck their bodies on the line. They are not deterred by the loss of their friends. In fact, it inspires them to greater feats of heroism. Malekith desperately trying to pull this one out the bag. Dark Shards chucking themselves at Thoric, but they break at the Dwarf's presence. We are going to see some Dark Shards, though, getting a rear attack into the Slayers, though they are gunned down by long range as the Thunderers rally to the battle cries of the Slayers and Thoric Ironbrow. Slayers, though, down to just 10 models at this point. Bugman Rangers are committing. They're trying to break Malekith's leadership at the moment and finish him off for good. Is it going to happen, though? I do not know. If we have one more Soul Sealer in the bank, it is game over. Malekith will get held up and all these Dwarf units will indeed break. Slayers, only 7 models left, get a Rune of Negation on them as they try to pick apart Malekith. Thunderers need to line up some shots and shoot Malekith in the back of the dome, Mafia style, but they're starting to waver by the presence of Malekith. Malekith clinging on, balance power in his favour at the moment, and he's pushing through on the Thunderers who need this volley, but they're going to flee. Slayers in hot pursuit. Only 3 models left, however, and we must be getting close to a Soul Stealer. We must be getting so close. Oh, this is so crazy. This is such a crazy game. Bugmans are like, get back here, Malekith. We ain't done with you yet. And they are hacking it in the back down to 1,180 HP. It may come down to Thoric engaging in combat, which is certainly not what he would like to do. Slayers are nipping at Malekith's heels. He really wants to finish off the Thunderers, which is kind of his win objective here. He needs to get rid of these Thunderers. They've been so pesky. But he keeps letting them go. Every time they shatter, he's like, okay, or break. He's like, that's enough for now. I need to turn and engage. And it looks like we're going to get another Rune of Doom go down, increasing the melee attack and lowering Malekith's leadership because all these guys are now causing fear. Bugman Rangers sticking out in combat, real MVPs. Thoric Ironbrow seems to be coming in for the kill. It's so risky, Jellyfish. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. He's coming for it. Rune of Speed's going to be popped. Thoric is 1 hit away from death, but he knows he needs to kill Malekith because, of course, a Soul Stealer would end this. Rune of Speed's down, 200 HP, Malekith down to 650 and dropping much faster than Thoric. The Chad goes down, he falls, he slumps in his chair, but Malekith is slain as well. And with just 2 beat up units of Bugman Rangers left on the battlefield, both wavering, it is a victory for the Dwarfs. You cannot get better than that. Oh my god, I know I got a little overexcited that game. That game was amazing. That game was amazing. That was so insane. Thoric died so his people could live. 1,267 damage value on the mighty Dwarf Warrior, bringing the pain here today. The Minus Blasting Charlie's got pretty solid kills across the board to clear out that front line. Not the best damage value, but that does not matter. The Great Weapon at Dwarf Warriors struggled. This unit gained 600 damage value, the other 350. 884 for Ekron Miners, performing amazing. These Slayers MVPs hunting down Malekith in the later stages of the game with 177 kills, 1,365 damage value. Fortunately, the Ironbreakers only 460, but the Noggling ones carrying the load there for the team. 1,596 damage value on them, 171 kills, beautiful work. Thunderers did solid, 500 and nearly just shy of 800 damage value, 90 kills, not bad. The Bugman Rangers, I'm clapping, they did amazing. 1,180 damage value, 93 kills, the other unit 856. I think they're very good in this matchup. Human Boy, yes, played an amazing tournament. Don't let the scoreline fool you. It was a 3-0 in the final. 2 of these get this game, and the one before were, and in fact the one before that, were all very close and could have swung either way. So he should definitely hold his head high. Malekith, just shy of 2,000 damage value, over 11k damage dealt, 152 kills. Beautiful work. Bleak Sword struggled, of course, as is expected. They're kind of brought here to die. Likewise, though, the Hargrave Executioners, only 800 and 700 damage value, not amazing. Dark Shards, though, 1,154, 1,569, and 1,263 damage value. They nearly won the game in the end. Good backline harass as well throughout by Human Boy. GG, man. War close game, yeah. Insane game. Madness close. That was such a good game. That was so good. Yeah, Human Boy had a really good run, man. Truly a final worthy game indeed. Indeed. Everyone's just like yelling vengeance, GG. Died like a Chad. That was so cool. Kazook! Oh my god. Still there, Solar Schemes, Jeremy? That was a game. That was a game. Let's update the scoreboard quickly. Dr. Jellyfish up to a mighty 3. Oh there, and this is his first victory in Death Before Dishonour. I'm not sure if he's won one of Battlemania before. Maybe his first tournament victory. I don't know, but he did so good. Real epic stuff there by the absolute mad lad himself. I can't get over that battle. Thanks for hosting this tournament. It was a lot of fun. Well done, dude. Fantastic games. And he will be making his place into the finals alongside Ice Power. We're only halfway through the qualifiers. Plenty of time left. Any one of you guys in chat could be in the finals. All you need to do to sign up is join my Discord, and I make announcements there on when we run these tournaments. They do tend to be held on Thursdays or Wednesdays. That's probably going to be switching to Tuesdays and Thursdays, because my work schedule is going to be switching. But my god. Sons of the Mountain Prevail, also very good set of games. Yeah, man. Sons of the Mountain, really cool clan as well. They did really good. You were glued to the screen? Man, that was wild. Well played to both of those lads. And a massive shout out to Dr. Jellyfish for sealing victory. That game was insane. So I do need your guys' support though. Before we go, if you have enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we are going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid another Total War Warhammer YouTuber and yell quack at them a load. It's really good fun. Well played for everyone, and Jellyfish was awesome tonight. Oh, hell yeah. The hello meter reads you at 13 out of 10 hellos. That was so good. The shoulder shall never be underestimated. The dwarfs, man, performed so good today. Dr. Jellyfish made the dwarfs really proud. So let's quickly go have a look to see who else is streaming Total Warhammer right now. Total War Warhammer. Filters. Let's see who's live. And get ready to go on a raid. So there's Crankles TV. There's Dame Offensive. There is Tyne Gaming. It looks like it's all multiplayer, which is a little bit sad. A little bit sad. Someone's doing something about Oxyotl. So we hop in there. Hop in Oxyotl, go for a cheeky little raid. Let's go. I'm just going to pick one at random. I'm going to pick one at random. Hop in here. Streaming 3 hours ago. I don't think he's got anyone watching him. So let's go make this guy, like let him know that he is loved in the community. Seems like he's a very small streamer. I don't think anyone's watching him at the moment. So let's go hop over and yell quack at him. And let him know that he's a cool ass dude. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you over there for the little bit of a raid. I'm not going to be there for long because I really need to eat. It's 11:30 here and I'm starving to death. But that was awesome stuff. Thanks for the stream, says Petersborough, aka the mighty Goose himself. No worries, bud. It was a really good, fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did as well. But until next time, guys, peace, and as always, stay awesome.